Hello. Hello, hello, hello. All right, how is everybody doing tonight? My husband had to use the computer yesterday and he got this, all my stuff is all discombobulated. How is everybody doing? What did I do? Good morning or good evening. Sorry, I'm so used to it going on in the morning. Can everybody hear me okay? I'm trying to be a little more quiet because it's nighttime and I have a little juicy baby. Yeah, Harvey Adelson is in the chat. Oh my gosh, I can't even. Okay, good. Good. I'm glad everybody can hear me. Hello, hello, hello. So, yes, Kim staying tuned. So good, so good, so good. Hello, 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 my lovelies. Okay, so, yes, Cindy, I agree. Wendy is next. It is only a matter of time. Hi, Colleen and Baby Doll and Christina and Rebecca and Cheryl and Michelle and Devo and Michelle and Warflare and Kelly, paperback writer, Harvey. Hold on, baby. Hold on, I got a little juicy bean up. All right, I'm going to put on a video for you guys real quick.
Da da da, da da da, do do do. Da da da, da da da, oh. Wendy, 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 what shall we do with you? You thought you planned the perfect crime. It was just too good to be true. You say you're a lawyer and how smart you are, but you should have thought twice before hopping in your car. Arrogance, excitement, both got in the way, and you royally fucked up on that super special day. You needed to see and you just couldn't wait. It even made you late for your little lunch date. You thought maybe I'll go, just take a little look. You just had to go and see the life you just took. Wendy, Wendy, you should have thought. You sure messed this one up, you just can't be taught. You couldn't help it, just needed to see. Thought you could talk your way out, they'll never catch me. You're too rich, you're too smart, you're too pretty, you're on fire. For sure, you're the biggest liar. You wanted it your way, you're such a brat. You think so highly of yourself, an aristocrat. Had to go live in Miami, you thought it was the best. Trust me, you'll still be with your family in prison like the rest. First Charlie, then Donna, and baby, you're next. You shouldn't have sent that, this is sweet text. So get your shit together, you'll look good in prison blues. This is what happens when you never think you lose. Wendy, Wendy, you should have had some self-control. You were the only one in tally, that was your only role. Donna will wash the money and Charlie's one to think, but you, my blue-eyed baby, you are the weakest link. You're too rich, you're too smart, you're too pretty, you're on fire. But one thing for sure, you are the biggest liar. Sweetie, you're a lawyer, Adelsons didn't win. Wendi, Wendi, this is all about you. Your decade of freedom was too good to be true. Your family had it all, you were a pillar of the community. But you'll be the next one cuffed, cause you're a killer with no immunity. Baby, soak it up, your last days in the sun. Cause after George is done with Donna, then baby, you're done. Donna got arrested, then says she got molested. Donna was extorted, but she didn't report it. Her back hurts, where's her sleep number bed? She's not suicidal, but if she gets out, she might be dead. Living in jail is no Four Seasons. She needs to get out, has lots of reasons. Ear canal so small she cannot hear. Rampant and solitary, but living in fear.
Okay, you might not be able to see this because of the comments that are up, but look at what YouTube suggests. When this is played now, you are not alone, because I say the word suicide like twice in here. I swear to God, YouTube, why are you like this? Why are you like this?
Arm gets twisted behind her back. They said she's a murderer and that's why they attack. From a penthouse in Miami to shackles in the court, lack of sleep is sure to cut her life short. Where's her band-aid? She's gushing blood. Waiting 8 hours will surely cause a flood. Where's Charlie? Where's Rashi? Where's Harvey? Where's Wendy? Needs to get to Vietnam, doesn't care if it's Spain. It's no Four Seasons, but she needs to get out, has lots of reasons. Breathing is labored, is it so loud? Lawyers can't hear her, inmates point her out in a crowd. Like a miracle when on the stand, her ailments disappear like they're just on demand. Try so hard to cry but can't squeeze out one tear. Living in solitary but living in fear. She's gotta get out of jail, it's no Four Seasons. Please let her out, she's got lots of reasons. Her poor arms tingle, her back is tight. Can't sleep on this mattress, it's just not right. Nothing in the world that money can't buy. Wish I could order some tears so they'd see me cry. Sarah and Georgia put Charlie away. No, they're coming for me, but in jail I can't stay. I fled to Nam cause there's no extradition, but I can't stay in jail because there's no nutrition. Why, oh why doesn't anyone care? I gained so much weight and I can't do my hair. Living in jail is no Four Seasons. Gotta get out, I have lots of reasons. Just let me go home, Harvey's already here. Got a bottle of pills, let's just go to sleep, dear. Living in jail is no longer fun. I've got to get out, believe me, I'm done.
How's little Miss Donna gonna enjoy prison? I doubt she's gonna like it that well. Sorry, I've got to put these the lights bother me so much at night. Um, sorry for everybody who was on the live earlier when I was just trying My little baby is freaking out, so I might have to play another video and go settle her little germalness. She's being especially germally. Like, for those of you who are new, for those of you who don't know, I have 9 kids. My husband and I have 9 kids together. We each had 3, and then we had 3 more. So we had 6 kids when we first got together between the ages of 1 and 4. And now we have the 9 are between the ages of Juicy Baby, who is 2 and screaming in the other room. So I'm going to have to go tend to her real quick. But let me see. Okay, I'm going to put this one on and I will be right back. Okay, guys.
Who is my real estate agent, or who I...
Sorry. Unlike Wendy, though, I do tend to my children's.
When did you first become aware that you might be a suspect in this case?
I mean, as the ex-wife, I assumed I was a suspect from the beginning.
Why did you tell investigator Isom in your law enforcement interview that you were worried the police, or you were worried, I guess, in the police car on the way to be interviewed, that you might be considered a suspect?
Do I need to be read my Miranda rights or something if you're gonna look at my phone?
I can read you Miranda if you want to hear that.
Once upon a time, there was a bad little girl named Wendy. She told many lies and did many fake cries, so they locked her right up with real tears in her eyes. The end.
I'm just trying to make sure I'm being protected.
I have no reason at this point to suspect you in this incident. Okay?
I couldn't tell from the way you were talking to me in the car if I was a suspect.
Well, no.
Hold up. You couldn't tell from the way he was talking to you in the car if you were a suspect? In the car? A suspect for what, babe? The murder you hadn't been told about yet?
Right.
Also, this is easily one of the most strained responses from Isom.
Well, no, the reason was I didn't want to get into everything until we got up here.
Because I couldn't think of anything bad going on in his life other than the divorce. And frequently the ex-wife is a suspect.
Were you treated as a suspect?
I was not.
But you mentioned 9 times in your law enforcement interview being a suspect.
Wendy told Isom over and over that she was a suspect during this interrogation.
I understand why you think I'm the primary suspect.
No, you're not the primary suspect. I have... And it's
so I understand why I would be the person you would think would do something, but
well, we have to...
and I get why I would be a suspect, but I can see why they would think it would be me. You know, and then I was thinking, oh my god, now they probably think I'm a suspect. I should...
But of course you're a suspect, and you're a smart suspect. You should be the suspect.
I'm assuming I'm a suspect. Do I need to be read my Miranda rights or something if you're gonna look at my phone?
I can read you Miranda if you want to hear that.
I don't know, I'm just trying to make sure I'm being protected.
I have no reason at this point to suspect you in this incident. Okay?
I couldn't tell from the way you were talking to me in the car if I was a suspect.
Well, no.
I understand why I'm a suspect. I guess I'm not a suspect. I understand why you would think that I would do this, but not you, but...
Right.
I just keep feeling like I'm a suspect, and I need to, like, am I a suspect? You need to...
Fuck, confess already.
Why don't you just admit to this jury that you're guilty?
Didn't you?
I did, yes.
When you were approached at the restaurant, you weren't yet told that this was a shooting, were you?
I was not.
You were only told something happened with your ex-husband.
I don't even know if I was told that. I was very scared something happened to my kids, and that's why law enforcement was there, and they wouldn't tell me what was going on.
I was at lunch with Janine and Ritu, I don't know if you know them, friends of mine, and these officers walk in, and I just like, we just finished, I ate a lunch, like I had a whole delicious lunch, and they're like, are you Wendy? We need to speak with you. And I was like, oh my God, are the boys okay? Like, and they were like, the boys are fine. And then I thought, oh my God, like, what's going on? Like, who's finding me here? And they wouldn't tell me. And so he said, I need you to get in the car. And so he drove me, and I started like, I just was like, what's going on? And they're like, your husband. And I said, ex-husband. And they're like, ex-husband? So they didn't have the, like.
Yeah, well, I mean, how do they know? They're just starting this.
So they thought we were still married. And so I was telling him everything, you know, and then I was thinking, oh my God, now they probably think I'm a suspect. I should.
But of course you're a suspect, and you're a smart suspect. You should be the suspect. But, you know, I mean, you're not gonna get framed for a crime.
Right.
You know.
They did reassure you that the kids were fine. You remember
They told me that law enforcement officers were with the children, which terrified me because I didn't know why my children would need law enforcement officers.
In a supplemental report written by Detective Isom, he states the following. Wendi Adelson is the former spouse of Dan Markell. It was learned that they have 2 young sons together, and the children were at daycare when this incident occurred. Wendy's name was still assigned to the City of Tallahassee utility records at the incident location. It was determined that Wendi was residing at another location, 3303 Aqua Ridge Way. During the on-scene investigation on July 18th, it was determined her probable location was at the Mosaic restaurant on Market Street. As there were no other known family members locally, I went to the Mosaic location in an attempt to contact Wendi. I entered the business and announced my presence and intention of contacting Wendi Adelson. She was seated with 2 other women at a table and acknowledged that she was Wendi Adelson. I identified myself with the police credentials and asked that she accompany me to TPD. Wendi appeared distraught and inquired if something had happened to one of her children. I assured her that the children were fine and this event was concerning her ex-husband. Wendi was apprehensive, but agreed to travel with me to Tallahassee Police Department.
So you didn't know what this was about at all when you were in the police car?
In the car, they told me.
Okay, in the car they told you what?
They said, your ex-husband has been shot.
Okay.
During the on-scene investigation on July 18th, it was determined her probable location was at the Mosaic restaurant on Market Street. As there were no other known family members locally, I went to the Mosaic location in an attempt to contact Wendi. I entered the business and announced my presence and intention for contacting Wendi Adelson. She was seated with 2 other women at a table and acknowledged that she was Wendi Adelson. I identified myself with police credentials and asked that she accompany me to TPD. Wendi appeared distraught and inquired if something had happened to one of her children. I assured her that the children were fine and this event was concerning her ex-husband. Wendi was apprehensive but agreed to travel with me to TPD. Upon arrival, I escorted Wendi to CID where she was seated in interview room 1. The interview started at approximately 2:45 p.m. Wendi received a voicemail from an associate while waiting in the interview room, informing her of a police incident at her ex-husband's home. I confirmed her husband had been seriously wounded by gunfire. Wendi broke down emotionally. She then composed herself and provided an account of her activities for the day leading up to the Mosaic where I contacted her. Wendi could not provide any possible suspect that had been feuding with Markell and discounted Markell of having criminal associations.
Hey, it's Lisa Carey. It is Friday, and I feel like an idiot doing this, but I just heard that there was a shooting over on Trescott, and I promise I'm not trying to be dramatic or even nosy.
Then unwatch it, Kevin. It's as easy as that, my friend. Just unwatch it. If you can't watch it, then don't. Nobody's forcing you to be here. Nobody asked you to come here, my friend. So you can feel free to leave if you would like to. My feelings will not even be even a little bit hurt So bye-bye. And Larry, no, so I recorded all these songs back in March. I actually have thank you. Thank you, Claudia, and thank you, Larry. So sweet. I recorded these songs back in March before I had a microphone. That's why my first few videos aren't narrated, which I plan on re-releasing them and getting them narrated. Okay, so thank you, Claudia. Thank you, everybody. And let's see. No thank you to Kevin. All right. So I do have stuff to talk about. We'll just leave this for, we'll leave this for if I have to come leave again and tend to my little juicy bean. Give me one sec. Let me just pick up. All right. All right. Wendy desperately does need a shower. She is despicable. She needs a shower inside and out and everywhere. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Aw, yay, Kylie. All right, hold on real quick. All right, my phone is deciding to not work. It seems like Kevin let himself out anyway. All right. She has a hair straightener, ocean exploration. She just doesn't use it in the back of her head. I saw somebody on a live the other day, and they were like, Florida weather is like really, it's a lot. And trust me, I agree. I lived in Florida for over 2 decades. It's a lot. But Kylie, what is the excuse that she can do the front and not the back? She just forgets. She just forgets. You can smell her through the screen, Michelle. Through the screen. Oh my God, Kay. Yes. Her hair will boing out like Charlie's in jail, says Kay Brown. 100. 100. No. I mean, it's not hard. Her hair is long enough. Her arms are long enough. Maybe she just can't reach her hands around that thick neck of hers. Oh, I know. I despise Florida. And actually, Tally Girl, I lived in Northport, Florida, and if you think you might recognize that city, it's because that's where Gabby Petito lived. And Brian Laundrie and his parents. And my husband and I, we had like a pool cage business, which if you're not from Florida, it's basically just like a screen room that goes up and over your pool cage. And then we had a concrete business. So we did slab, block, and beam. We built houses, and we built a house literally right on Brian Laundrie's parents' street. It was like too eerie. I'm like, why does that street sound familiar? And then I looked up on our files, and I'm like, oh my gosh. Michelle, she wanted to be a giraffe, but she ended up with the neck of a redwood tree. I cannot. I really appreciate the super chats. I really appreciate the love. I appreciate you guys just being here and in the chat. Somebody who is clearly Charlie told me this over the weekend or earlier in the week that my putting on subscriber mode for my chat is extortion. I was like, okay, Charlie, everybody's extorting you, including me, with the thing that is absolutely free. My goodness. Rebecca Ross's fiance wondered if Wendy has a hair hat. Yes, are you talking about the hats that like have extensions connected to them. Please. Please. All right. So, yes, her address is available online. So, according to Patty from Patty's Playhouse, the lease for that was up September 1st. So it's on the market again as a rental, okay? And she is no longer living there. So back when I made, yeah, she has been in Austin. Yes, she has been in Austin. Probably most everybody knows her address by now, but I'm not going to, well, she's not living there anymore anyway. But back when I made part 7 of the Wendy series, because I'm psychotic and I Google her. I do a little bit of background research on her name every now and again, and I noticed that she has a place, or she had a place in Colorado, in Denver, like this new address that had just popped up. So I don't know, Cheryl. That is a serious question. Why is her neck so thick and girthy? Nobody knows. She got her group back. Maybe it's from doing this all the time, if you know what I'm saying. Yep. Denny Alexander, maybe it is all the time she spends on her back. Just saying. Yeah, I'm sure she is. Yes, the neck is overworked. She's been throwing neck, says Amy and Conquer Fear 2, both together. Okay, so this is a call-in show. Okay, and I got it set up. I went live. I don't know why my live streams, like I tried to just set up like an unlisted live for my husband to look at and call me from, and for some reason it went live here, and I'm like, oh, I'm glad I had a shirt on. But yeah, I was looking all scary because it just had the red of my logo up on the screen. I didn't have the light on. Okay, so this is what I want you to do. I am going to go ahead and I think the best way to do this is I'm going to put my email in the chat up on the screen, and go ahead and email me your username on, I almost said Facebook, your username on YouTube, and I will send you, and your real name if you're okay with me knowing that. And I will go ahead and send you the phone number. I think that's the best way, because obviously, like, I don't have a secretary here. I don't have like the people that QBC has to like, do the pre-screening calls. So I can't be like, oh, we have Jane from Austin. Hi, how are you? Long-time listener, first-time caller. Thank you. I just love the bracelets that you're selling tonight. All right, let me sign or type out my like extremely long email address. All right. And it's long, but it's not hard. It's just Saint Germain, deep dive truecrime at gmail.com. And there's a period behind the ST period. Okay. Carol, this is what I said too, that I'm almost positive that somewhere in the ethers of Donna's internet history is Hitmen near me. Okay, so if you'd like to go ahead and call in, callers, go ahead and send me an email, and hopefully my email will decide to work, because it wasn't earlier. I had sent myself this thumbnail like 10 times, and it decided to be a freaking jerk. But hopefully it's better now. So you send me an email, and I have some notes too, because I have some things that I want to talk about also. That's why I'm here on the live. Okay, so the video I'm working on right now is not like a full deep dive, because my full deep dives are like a full 12-hour series. Yay, Val and me. I'm glad you're here too. And Sherry, yes. Sherry says, has anybody caught when she mentions getting a bunch of house keys cut when she's looking for her restaurant receipt? Yes. Yes, very, very. That seemed off to me. That seemed weird to me. And Jeff says in one of his interviews that she still had a key to Dan's house. So really, was it your keys that you were getting a bunch made? And somebody in my I think it was in my live said that maybe she had all these keys made so somebody could go and like pick up the boys or get into her house. I don't know. All right. Yeah, she's like, my friends have keys. And then she said, which makes me nervous now. It's like, do you think your friends are going to come after you? I mean, I would if I were your friend. But, all right. So if you send me an email, just let me know so I don't keep checking for nothing. And then I'll send you the number and then we can talk on the phone. Oh my God. Do you remember that? What the hell was it called? Girl Talk from the 80s, 90s with that big giant pink phone. And then you'd like call the number on the thing and it would be like, it's not Steve. And then at the end it would be like, you're right. I really like you. I have that, by the way. I own that, an active working copy of Dream Phone or whatever the hell it is. Kosher style. On the topic of Wendy's hair, it gives testimony in the front and indictment in the back. Oh my God. Yeah, okay. It's not just on the utilities from the Tallahassee police. I put it up here. I'm putting it up on the screen again. According to the police reports, it's not just the utilities. It was like in her name, still in her name. In her name. Okay, so there you go, Mimi in Texas. They're, yeah, I know. She's like, I didn't have time to shower just because I went, I drove an extra 30 freaking minutes to this place. Okay. All right. Okay, first of all, I would like to talk about what evidence do we think has not been seen yet on Wendy? This is going to be our first topic for discussion. This is coffee talk. And that's our first topic for discussion. I'm getting verklempt. All right, let's see. Does anybody have an iPhone that like, oh yay? Oh no. Okay. All right, Claudia. Claudia, you are the first. All right, I'm going to go ahead and send you the number to call. And then hopefully this didn't decide to not work. Frank Castle, the box was hot at that delicious lunch. Ugh. I agree, Minion Maria. What's that between her and Garcia? Yes. Yes. Well, she finally admitted to having WhatsApp for the first time ever. For the first time ever. for the first time ever. Okay. All right. So hopefully, oops. All right. So I just emailed Claudia back. And we will start to chit chat. And please let me know. Yes, so if you would like to call in, callers, you can just give me an email at saintgermaindeepdivetruecrime@gmail.com. And it's ST_GERMAIN deepdivetruecrime@gmail.com. Yes, Fibber. No evidence of Wendy actually getting her groove back. Yes, the fact that she went almost an entire mile down Trescott to get to the police tape that she supposedly saw at the turn. Well, in the one, I think it was at Charlie's trial, she says, oh, I tried to turn at Centerville, but I couldn't because it was blocked off. So I did like a K turn. No. No. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. All right, so hopefully I'll hear this phone ringing when we call in. Let me go ahead because I want to show real quick where, because legitimately the tape was right between Dan's house and Mr. Geiger's house. She pulled right up to Dan's driveway, practically. All right, let me find that. And I am making that into a short. I've legitimately got like a quadrillion videos that I'm working on right now. A quadrillion. All right.
Left, you're aware that the ambulance was...
Daddy Rashbaum, we can't hear from you right now. We can't hear from you. All right. Okay, so here, I'm just going to skip it to when we're almost to Dan's house, so we can watch this together, because I know not everybody has seen this. I really didn't even think this existed. I tried to find this picture for so long, and then I had an epiphany one day driving down the road, and I'm like, oh my God, it's probably on like the news from that day. And sure as shit was.
Trescott, and I saw that it was blocked. So I went to drive from my place up Trescott to get to ABC Liquor, and it was blocked, so I just turned around. I was driving up the street, and I saw, like, the tape. Like, I saw the street blocked, and I drove up Trescott, because it's the shortcut. And so I drive up Trescott, and I see the tape.
I was driving on Centerville Road, and sometimes I would take the shortcut through Trescott.
Yes, ma'am.
But when I was driving on Centerville Road, I saw some sort of tape or obstruction, and so I didn't turn.
Okay. On the way to run your errands, did you encounter a roadblock on Trescott?
I did.
All right, so you did turn off of Centerville onto Trescott.
I did. I went to turn on Trescott Drive, but I saw that it had been blocked off by some tape, and so I just kept driving on Centerville.
All right, and when you had to turn around at the tape, right, to go back out?
I think I tried to turn right, and it couldn't turn, so I would have made like the kind of turn, like a K-turn thing.
Was there a roadblock there with?
There was tape.
Yeah, and an officer was there?
I didn't see an officer, but I did see a car.
A law enforcement marked vehicle? Okay, did you have any contact with the officer?
No.
That's what this war is all about. You can't legally take possession of the caves as long as the Wachatis inhabit the...
YouTube is going to yell at me for showing Ace Ventura. Yeah. So literally Dan's house only. And that's it. It's absolutely insane. So War Flare. I have actually another, hold on. I can't talk and type. I'm putting in my, if you want to call in and talk about the lovely products that we have for sale, talk about Wendy and her bullshit, then just give me a quick email, send me your name, and I will go ahead and send you the number to call. Okay. Oh, thank you, Martins, the Martins. Okay. So, and who said that? Warflare. All right. So, I have another, sorry, I have a cat right here. Spooky baby. I have another angle of the crime scene from the other direction, like looking past Dan's house, and that's the only tape that was there. And I could go ahead and I'll have to post it on YouTube to show everybody. And I'd have to find it. So just give me a minute. I'll do that in a little bit. But yeah, and not only that, but the news was right there, probably right around the time Wendy was. You want to talk about that for a second? You want to talk about that? Because the first article published was at 12:55, I believe. And what is her what time did she actually get to the liquor store? 12:49 or 12:47 is the time that she got to the liquor store. And I have oh, of course she saw the crime scene. Of course she saw the crime scene. 100 trillion quadrillion %. Okay. If you'd like to call in, just email me. It's Saint Germain, ST period, GERMAIN, Deep Dive True Crime at gmail.com. And if that's too much for you to type out, you can just go to my channel and it's in my About section. If you go to more, I'll show you. I'll even show you. How is that? So if you go right here, then you can just copy and paste it. Oh, I could also do that instead of typing it. Big brain right here. Well, that's easier. That's easier. All right. So let me go to my post because I have the little map route that she took that day. And genuinely, like, if you're not familiar with the area, which obviously most of us aren't personally familiar with this, it's crazy. And to everybody saying that this is an AI picture, it is sadly not. Oh yeah, I could do that too. Thanks, Ronnie. Thanks, Ronnie. People have to remind me about how to do the things on the things. It's not letting me click into my stupid thing. Okay. Because I can't pin it from here because all it does is pull up the feed. No, this is not AI. I literally had somebody being like, that's not Donna. I'm like, okay, well then who is it? Because this poor woman just got put into jail then for nothing. And she's like, I don't feel like explaining it to you. I'm like, okay. Now this is me. This is me. Because she certainly doesn't have I mean, she might have a picture of Charlie, and his thing says, Chuckles, my Coke dealer. He might. We might. It's worth a try. It's worth a try. A lawyer told us to go do that. That's the most insane thing. I can't believe, like, imagine you're going down and then you're going to just run the risk of buying a plane ticket in your name and hoping that nobody sees that. Like, what an idiot. What an absolute fool. A fool, I say. A fool. All right, sorry. How Wendy got her groove back. How absolutely unhinged and unprofessional was this lawyer? First of all, I hated both of the lawyers that were Wendy's lawyers. Like, go figure that she freaking hires just two bitches. Fucking, was that one even her lawyer? Or was that one just like there to back up the other one's BS nonsense? Somebody called her. What did somebody? Who? And I'm sure you're in here. Please. Yeah, I've got to do it from my phone stuff. Sell stuff by the seashore because my chat here, if I click it, it just pulls it up on the screen. So I've got to go do it here. Somebody in my chat called her legally untoned blonde, and I genuinely passed away. There, it's pinned now. Congratulations. Thanks. Thank you. Thanks, Ronnie D. Thank you, Ronnie D. Who the fuck has a goddamn divorce party? Hello? Raise your hand in the chat if you've had a divorce party. Oh, what? Nobody? Because you're not a bunch of psychopaths? Somebody keeps saying, like, who gets a divorce present? It's like, well, you got to bring something to the divorce party. It would be rude. It would be rude. Please also tell me if you were the one who was responsible for this. I mean, I made it, but somebody else in my chat brought it up. It's too good. It's too good. I'm sorry. I'm just making fun of people too much in my post. Little Charlie all by himself. He does everything all by himself. So nice. So nice. All right. We're getting close to it, I feel like. I swear to God. And then where's that same dress again from Friday to Monday? I cannot. Oh my God. You're Harvey Adelson 69 now. Stop it. Stop it. Okay, here we go. Okay. Here we go. All right. So, and I don't know why it's not showing my cursor anymore, but that makes me pissed off. And I don't know how to fix that. Okay, we're looking at the left picture that says Wendy's to Dance to Circle K to ABC to Mosaic. And even though this is the way that Google Maps will make you go because this is the way that makes sense. Wendy goes the complete opposite way. Okay, so here she comes. She starts up here at this little white dot in the upper right-hand side. She drives all the way down this blue line, drives all the way here. Then what's not shown is she drives a mile into frickin' Trescott and then a mile back out. And then she goes all the way down here. Now, do you see the A? The A is Circle K. The B is ABC. So she goes to ABC Liquors first. We have ABC and K. Letters, guys. Sorry, that was the dumbest thing I ever said. Okay. She goes first to ABC Liquors. Okay. And then backs up and goes back a half a mile back towards Dan's house to go to the Circle K. And Tally Girl or anybody else that lives in Tallahassee, can you please tell me, are there no gas stations the entire way up Thomasville from the ABC Liquor to where Mosaic used to be? Okay. So she goes from up here to B to A, then back out to Thomasville, and then drives all the way up here. So this is a 21-minute stop, but that's not including the drive into Dan's, and not including the drive out, and not including the backwards way. Oh my gosh, we have an incoming call. Hello, caller, can you hear me?
Hello?
Hello, are you there?
Hello?
Hi, this is Jackie. Who is this? Is this Claudia?
Yes.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. All right, so what do you think of this bitch? Do you hate her as much as I do?
I'm sorry?
I said, do you hate Wendy as much as I do?
Oh my god, I hate this bitch so much.
I cannot stand her. She's the absolute scum of the earth, I tell you. I can't even with how rotten she is.
I can't. The smugness, the
She's so
entitlement, the
smug.
she's absolutely disgusting. And I think she's been planning this before she wrote her book, before she published her book.
Oh, I'm sure. I mean, the book was pretty much an outline. She said everything in that, with the exception of, I'm going to kill Dan. Yes.
A blueprint, absolutely. And I've been thinking about this. Do they think and you asked about evidence. Do you think that's something that could be introduced at all? Like parts of it could be submitted to the jury to look at or anything?
The book?
I'm not sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. It came in Charlie's trial, and then they got it excluded in Donna's. Okay, because they're like, this is Wendy's. It has nothing to do with Donna, which I kind of agree with. But yes, I'm sure because they talked about it a lot in Charlie's trial. A lot. Now, I think that's going to come in. And do you know what I'm really curious about? I wonder if there's, you know how there's bus video of Sigfredo and Luis?
Yes.
They have them on the bus. I wonder if Wendy's on there. Do we think there's bus videos of Wendy too?
There might be.
I bet you there
There might be, yeah. Or some kind of other surveillance of her in the area, because I bet you any money they trace down the entire route down Centerville to see any cameras that they could get from gas stations or even ring cameras. Ring cameras probably wouldn't pick it up, but
let me
something
tell
like
you,
that.
there is a guy, he's got a channel, his name is GRISCH'S, GRISCH, and he actually shows what cameras are on. There's 4 or 5 cameras all around ABC Liquors.
GRISCH.
GRISCH.
All right.
He is absolutely great. He has an 8-part Wendy series. It is phenomenally good. I emailed him one night because my subscribers kept talking to me about him. And they're like, you don't know Grish? I'm like, no, I have no idea. And so I watched it that night and I emailed him that night and I said, please let us play this on my lunch break tomorrow during the trial. And he actually came into the chat. But no, he's great.
That's
I mean, if you're going
awesome.
deep dives, but yes, there's cameras at the ABC. And there's got to be a bus camera because she wasn't too far behind. You know, buses run the kind of the same route all day. You know what I mean?
Right. And I'm wondering if there's other kind of like surveillance, if it's like, surfaced by the government. You know what I'm saying? Like they have like those highway cameras. Sometimes they have them right in the cities.
Yes. I didn't even think about that.
And those
You're
are usually
totally right.
public. Yeah. Like we probably couldn't be able to go and like look back. Well, no, maybe a FOIL request might do the trick, but.
Well,
I don't
I'm sure
know.
they were looking at that anyway because they got
Right.
all this information from the bus. I mean, the detective work that they did on this was absolutely mind-blowing. From really the ping and the cell phone. I mean, if Sigfredo hadn't called Harvey from those from the gym parking lot, we might have never even had that. And geez, Mr. Geiger, I'm so glad that I've never been witness to a crime because I'd be like, maybe it's a car, maybe it's a bus, maybe it was somebody on a bike. I have no idea. But he knew it was a
totally
Prius. Yeah, I could never remember that. Like, my gosh. Let me see. What else did I think of this?
I'm wondering about the Geek Squad too. For some reason, I keep bringing that up. The TV, I wonder, does anybody know what happened to the TV? Did they actually like remove it or did she dispose of it?
It seems like he did nothing. And I actually called Best Buy, and I think it's in part 6 of my Wendy series, because of course I did. I called Best Buy and I pretend to be Wendy. And I'm like, hey, my TV, my kids threw a toy at it. So I have the Geeks Prod protection and everything. Can you guys come fix that? And the guy like cuts me off. He's like, no, that's not included under warranty at all. And that's like the biggest thing that that's the biggest thing that she keeps mentioning is that, it's still under warranty. It's like, dude, you can't punch your TV. And then Best Buy comes out and fixes it. And the guy's like, it wouldn't even be cost effective to fix it. And TVs back in 2013 or 2012, when there weren't that much more than they are now. She's scandalous. A liar.
Out there as something to consider.
She lies like she breathes air, that girl. And I couldn't stand being on the jury and listening to her bullshit. I couldn't stand it. And like some of the jurors, because I think like 3 jurors came forward so far. The first was the 4-person, and they were all like, "Oh yeah, she's definitely guilty." And just like it would be like insulting, like bitch, you're wasting our time.
Yeah. And I love how they put her back to back with Rob because her caginess is even so much more obvious when they have Rob right after it. Because he was so
that
genuine.
Was a good call. I didn't even think about that. That is a good call.
Yeah. And not only that, but, Georgia says every single trial right in the beginning. So you're here under a state subpoena. So we had to make you testify. And we had to give you immunity to do it. Why would an innocent person need immunity?
She broke her deal.
Oh,
regardless. I mean, between all the lying that they caught her in and her, not being truthful on the stand, she was like wishy-washy with 90% of her answers. That wasn't part of the deal.
Yep. So no, once you lie, that's over. And she doesn't even it's not like she has full immunity. They can't use her words against her, and they cannot basically start a new investigation based off something that she tells them. Like if she said, no, I didn't have WhatsApp, I had Snapchat, and they didn't know about that, they couldn't now pull her Snapchat records. But no, she doesn't have anything that's real, and now she doesn't have anything at all because she's a liar.
Yeah, absolutely. I caught this one channel. I think this guy's name is like Brewski or something like that. Like, I think he's like a retired like FBI agent or something. He had an FBI agent on as a guest, and she said that you need 2 overt acts in order to be, I don't know if it's like, charged or indicted, because obviously getting convicted is a different story, but to get charged or indicted for some kind of conspiracy to commit murder. And she said the first one that comes to her mind is that she was the one that knew all the location information, like where he was located that day, where he was going, when he did or did not have the kids or anything. There is no other person that would have that information except for her. So that's number one. And number 2, she says, was definitely the book.
Yeah, 100% the information. And you know what? And I don't know, I only picked up, and I watched all the stupid trials, but I've only picked up on this when I got the police reports and started reading those during the first trip that the Hitmen took in June. Okay. They get there in the morning and they go to the gym around, I don't remember right off the top of my head, but it's between 11 and 12 in the afternoon. Dan's not there. They drive from the hotel to the gym and go sit there for quite a while. How did they know he was at the gym? They weren't even following him yet.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. And the his license plate that was in Donna's planner. Did you see that?
That's just obvious. That is just obvious. Didn't have her daughters.
Yes.
Didn't have Charlie's or anything else, but had this dude, and they've been divorced for like 2 years already.
Yes.
I know.
Awful.
It is.
Absolutely horrific.
I'm hoping that she'll be arrested by the end of the year. That's what my prediction is. I know everybody is like, really like, arrest her already. And I keep checking like the news, like, breaking, like Wendi Adelson finally in cuffs. But I think I think they're still coming through evidence. I think there's a lot of stuff there. And if they have that amount of stuff that they like threw at Donna's trial, I know that Wendy really tried to like insulate herself and everything else, but a
lot of new stuff came out.
I don't know. Oh yeah.
A lot of damning stuff. The whole, your brother protected you for years and now you're innocent. Your lawyer's done a really good job keeping you innocent. Now you're not guilty. That was something, that text from Donna to Wendi.
Yep. Yeah,
Awful.
That's just a little teaser. I personally love Charlie when he got convicted. In his first phone call to his mother, he was like, she just couldn't help herself about her driving to the crime scene.
Yes. And Donna even says on one of these calls, and I actually have a short of it. So Charlie's talking and he says, first of all, the first thing that's damning as hell, he goes, she goes there right after everything's done. Which, if everything's done, you knew something was being done, because nobody would say that. And then Donna says, well, if you're guilty, Wendy's guilty. Straight up.
Pretty much.
Straight up.
And Wendy probably wasn't expecting such a quick turnaround time. Probably didn't expect somebody to, know that poor Professor Markel got shot right on the spot because, there was somebody heard it and called
100.
it in, and people it was responded to right away. So she was probably expecting like a little, and that's why she came there so quickly. She's like, oh, I want to see if it actually happened before the cops get there and everything. And that's why she hightailed out of there.
Agree 100%, because both her and Donna say, everybody's usually on vacation in the summertime. It's like, what? Everybody's going to their house in the Hamptons. Like, not everybody is you guys. It's just ridiculous. Right. And I don't know if you know this, but I think one of the reasons why she was so nervous about it getting done, there were 2 inmates that came forward and talked to Isom that were housed with Sigfredo Garcia and said that he told them Donna prepaid 2 other hitmen before Sigfredo and Luis were hired. She prepaid them $50,000, and they didn't do the hit. They just took the money and ran. Because obviously, that's what you do when somebody prepays you.
That I did not know.
Yes. Yes. So literally, she pays, and both the guys knew her full name. So I'm sure Charlie told this to Katie. Katie told this to Sigfredo, and Sigfredo apparently gets drunk on toilet wine one night and puts this out. And there was two separate inmates who testified to this, which is insane.
Oh
Absolutely
my
insane.
goodness. What a bunch of sick tickets.
Yes, they are sick. They're disgusting. I just think they've never been able to have a problem. They've never had a problem that they couldn't just throw money at and it went away.
Right, exactly. And somebody finally stood up to them.
Oh, Grish is in the house. Hello, Grish. We were just talking about you. Were your ears ringing?
Oh, did Grish join?
Yes, he just
Awesome.
got in the live. So this, everybody, I just put his name up on the screen. You've got to go check out his channel. It's amazing. Yes, Grish, we were just talking. And if you want to call in, Grish, go ahead and email me. It's in the pinned comment, and I will go ahead and we'll have a little chit chat because we were just talking about the cameras that were on ABC, and I'm sure you can explain it better than I can. But absolutely insane. All right. Well, I appreciate you calling in, Claudia. Is there anything else that you have on your mind that you want to say? Because I think all your information has been awesome.
Oh, I do have plenty, but it's definitely been a long week, that's for sure. But I can't get enough. Anybody who picks this bitch's bullshit apart has my full 110% support.
Oh, thank you.
Everything.
Yeah.
So
She's awful.
if there's anything you ever need, you got my contact info. Feel free to let me know.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate you calling in. Have a good night. Enjoy the rest of the show. Please still chat in the chat. Okay.
You got it.
Have a good one. Bye.
Bye.
Well, that was so fun. All right. So, yes, Grish, if you want to make a phone call, we're right here. Just go ahead. And Cupcake, I emailed you back the number as well. Yes, Cupcake says she maintains her decorum, self-respect, and respect for others. I do not maintain my decorum, so if you want to come over here and let loose, I am all for it, friends. There is nothing that I feel like I need to hold back when it comes to these assholes. Like, I am so sorry. Somebody came into the chat one time and it's like, oh, there's all these pitchforks here. It's like, yes, there is. We have all got our pitchforks out. You know why? Because these are a bunch of fucking murderers. They're terrible people. They're the worst. They literally took this guy out because they didn't get their way. That is the brattiest shit I have ever heard in the history of my life. Like, what is wrong with you? And do you want to know the real irony of this whole thing? Do you want to know the real irony? Is the fact that here we are, it's 11 years later. The boys are almost grown by now. Okay? This shit would have been probably resolved years ago between Wendy and Dan. You know, they're 2 years out of the freaking divorce. Like, of course it's still emotional. It's still hot. I've gone through a divorce with kids. My husband has gone through a divorce with kids. Like, it's a lot. And those first, few years are especially a lot. There's like just so much, there's just a lot of stuff going on. So for you to make, you should never make a decision based off emotion, first of all. But this was just absolutely heinous. And the audacity, the fucking audacity for Donna to go up on the stand during her stupid Arthur hearing where she was asking to get out. Which, in what fucking world? In what world do you think they're going to let you out of jail, Donna? You got arrested literally boarding a plane with a one-way ticket to fucking Vietnam. You're not getting out. And then has the audacity to fucking bitch about a scratch because she ran into the fucking laundry, the washing machine. Like, the fuck? Yes, sharpen your pitchforks, everybody. Sharpen it, sharpen it, sharpen it. Okay, so I'm continuing to refresh my email. If you want to go ahead and call in, I've pinned my email at the top, and I will go ahead and hand you the number, and we can do a little chit-chat. But until then, I would like to watch this part where Donna says straight up, yes, Gina, win at all costs mentality, 100%. 100%. They are the absolute worse. Yes, Tracy in Vegas. I hope you're doing well, my friend, also. The entitlement is massive. It is massive. Forensic RN, I think they do have Wendy dead to rights, 100%. I think the fact that Georgia has asked about WhatsApp in every single trial, do you know what that says to me? We have your WhatsApp shit down 100%, because let me tell you, okay, yes, WhatsApp is encrypted. Watercolor my McCraw. It's okay. You can, I will. I think this is how I'm going to do it because I really like, it's so much easier. You like, you know, they only let you type in 150 characters in the chat or some bullshit. I don't remember what I was just saying. Somebody remind me. Because it is late. But yeah, these people are fucking awful. I mean, everything boils down to the point that they're terrible fucking human beings. Oh, the WhatsApp messages. Thank you, Kathy. Okay. There is no way in hell that Georgia is going to go up there and waste the court's time asking Wendy questions about something that is not pertinent at all. No way. No fucking way. No way. Yes, Carol. Yes. How dare they say what? Do you know why? Because he's another one that they can't control. They can't control, and he's not into their, I mean, misery loves company, and these people just don't even know what to do with somebody that won't be in on their evil bullshit fucking schemes. But I think 100% she's asked her about WhatsApp. Did you ever talk to Katie on WhatsApp? I don't think so. I fucking hate her so much. Oh my God, I just want to, you know what? And I thought her neck's really thick. Look at how thick her neck is in this fucking picture. Look at, I don't know why I haven't made this into merch yet. I killed my ex and all I got was this lousy t-shirt. Not a lot of people have noticed this on the video. Her neck is pretty damn thick right here too. Okay, let's listen to Donna. Just, yeah, I always delete my messages, Vince, me too. She says that and then literally pulls up a message from Dan that was an hour after the message that she always deletes. Wendy, get your shit together. Maybe get your shit together. Her neck is massive. Her neck is massive. I can't with it. All right, let's listen to Donna. And I'm going to make a poll. Who do we think is going to roll on Wendy first, Donna or Charlie? All right, let me play this while I'm doing this.
I said, I know about Daniel's sack, Wendy. I know you never stopped saying it.
But you already know because you...
I don't know why my YouTube channel thinks that that's an appropriate thing to do. I click on something and it's like, do you want to watch another video?
Like, she either had knowledge, and that's why she went to the house, or she had no knowledge and was going to the same liquor store she always went to. And the other thing that's unshakable is what Kaplan said, she just couldn't help herself. She had to drive to the scene of the crime, out of her way on the liquor store, a 3 liquor stores closer and shows up an hour after everything was done because she just couldn't help herself. Well, if it's true and Wendy showed up because she knew something was going to happen, then I'm guilty. Without a doubt. If you want to say it's a coincidence, then you can excuse that with the word coincidence. But like the things line up, they line up. So if you have an explanation, or you just say it's a coincidence. But if you can't use the word coincidence too many times before someone says, do you think I'm stupid? So like you could boil the whole case down to what the fuck's Wendy doing in his house an hour after he gets shot? That's the whole case. If it's a coincidence, I could be innocent. If it's not a coincidence, I have to be guilty.
No, not just you. If you're guilty, Wendy's guilty.
Well, of course. Yeah, she has prior knowledge.
That's what she was saying.
She showed up. Right. I mean, she basically called her out on it. Like, she couldn't help but go see. Well, that's like saying that she was a part of it. She couldn't help herself. Wasn't that what happened?
Exactly what she said.
So she's giving a logical, simple explanation to a simple act. She showed up because she knew something was going to happen. Why else would she? What else are the chances of Wendy leaving her house 7 miles away, looking to drive down any street on that date, at that time, an hour after everything happened, for one reason only? And it's to go buy a bottle of liquor. Was there no liquor stores close to her house? Yeah, they mapped out like 3 or 4 or 5 of them. Was that the most direct route to the liquor store? It was the route she knew how to go, but it wasn't the most direct route. So it's not the most direct route. It passes 3 other liquor stores that are way closer. And she's looking to drive down that street on that time, on that day. I said to Mom, Dad, I said, what are the chances of that? Like 1 in 10,000? Or more?
More. I mean, it's so crazy. It's so crazy, but it happens.
And actually, I know a lot of people have the jail calls. That is actually from the channel Gavin Fish. Not fanny fiction, but I appreciate, and in case you guys don't know, I always credit whoever I get the content from that I use. I'm not an asshole. Okay. Day of the life of my cat. This tool spent 35 hours calling his mother after his conviction. No wonder she tried to escape to Vietnam. Somebody in the chat said they've come up with a new a new method for the death penalty. They just put you in a room with Charlie and then they come and collect the body afterwards. Yes, I have his playlist saved actually. I have his playlist saved in my where is it? Oh, we have another caller. Hello. This is Jackie.
How you doing?
How are
Jackie,
you?
it's Chris. I'm good. How are you?
Nice to talk to you.
You too. I'm in the car, so there might be a little bit of a delay because I'm calling through Bluetooth. But what's up? How's everything
No
going?
big deal. Great. I'm so glad you came in for the live. I'm so glad you called in. We were literally just talking about you. I don't know if you were here yet, but the Claudia, who I had on the phone right before you, she said, we were talking about maybe they have bus videos, of Wendy. And then she said, well, they've got to have surveillance videos. And I said, yes, Grish actually just did a video on this, and he showed all the surveillance videos. So please tell us more about the surveillance, please.
Okay. So the way that if you look at the probable cause affidavit, there's a part where they show the locations of where they got surveillance footage. And they're all grouped together on Thomasville Road near where Wendy would get out of Trescott into ABC Liquors. And there's also a choke point in the northern end of Thomasville Road where Dan's gym is, and also the intersection that Wendy would be going to if she went to Mosaic from her house. So, I mean, I don't think many people like really believe me when I say like Wendy is gonna be done. Like,
she's done.
I have a certain type of experience to know when evidence is really bad, and it's much. I can guarantee you, it's much worse for Wendy than anybody can think.
I agree.
Because
I agree.
She's on another level. Like I know, I'm 99% certain she had to meet up with Sigfredo for this to happen. She had to.
I also agree.
And I know
with
it sounds. I know it sounds left field, but in Katie's proffer, and I'm gonna have a video done about this, and it's pretty soon. And I already have it in one of my Wendy's television parts, but I really will explain like how bad of a thief that Katie is, to the point where she doesn't even know when to lie to get herself out of it. Like she's literally telling the lady that was interviewing her like the recipe of someone stealing as an intermediary.
That was so interesting. That was so interesting.
And she doesn't know that she's like you're stealing so bad that you don't know. You can lie right here and no one would know the difference, but you're telling the truth. That tells me you've been stealing from Sigfredo off of his street name for a very long time. Because, like, literally, Katie McVanois has been in jail for almost 10 years. She's around criminals, and she tells that story, and she doesn't know that her story is literally the ingredients of a funeral with no casket. And that's not a survivable story.
Yeah, no, I agree. And
it's
I mean,
crazy, but it is.
Yeah, so much in your videos too. I'd never just the way you break everything down. And I'm gonna play that little snippet. I've got it queued up of the camera thing, if you don't mind, real quick.
Yeah, of course.
It's pretty quick. We'll go ahead and watch it right now. So guys, this is Grish. I put his name up on the screen. You have got to go check out his channel. He has in his playlist section, he has a Wendy's television series, which is masterful.
In this probable cause affidavit, they have the locations that have video surveillance. And so I tracked all of them.
So when do you think Wendy will get hemmed
up? And after
Wendy
drove...
I think she's going to be gone by my feeling. The first date that popped into my mind is she's going to be in cuffs by the 22nd. Everybody says that they want me to tell you that they love you.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, I think within 10 days. Well, Court TV confirmed that they had a grand jury hearing this week.
Yeah, I saw that, but one thing about this case, which I've never seen before, is there is a federal presence that I've never seen on a state case. Like there's like any case that's prosecuted by the state, they'll have, if they need a certain kind of help, they might have 2 or 3 federal agents. Donna's trial had 30 federal agents on her.
Wow.
That's crazy. That's crazy. And so they're investigating more than a homicide. And you can tell by the type of lawyers that the Adelsons use. If you look at any conspiracy, you don't even have to know the charges. You just look at the people and look up their attorneys. If they have good attorneys, the common denominator, if you run like a median of all their an average of every the specialty of each of their lawyers will tell you what they've been arrested for. And all of their lawyers are white collar conspiracy and corruption lawyers.
Yeah,
there's more going on with
crazy. Yeah, so
I don't know.
So Tally Gal asked if they had a grand jury, and then she wants yes. Okay, Nicole Long, I'll call you back in just a few minutes, okay? Court TV said that they had a grand jury. Now, of course, we don't know who it is. Okay, we don't know who it's for, but what I've heard, and I've heard both things. I heard that they have them every week. I've heard them they only do it on the third Wednesday of the month, which that kind of makes sense to me because when Donna left, she left the Monday before the third Wednesday of that month in November of 2023, because that started on the 1st, was a Wednesday, and she was talking the day after Charlie got convicted and said, well, knowing what they're planning up there, we might not make it out in time, but we might. There's a chance. And Dan told her that. Dan's the one that told her.
If they do a grand jury in Leon County, and people are anticipating Wendy getting arrested, I don't think that they would have that paper trail for the very reason that her own mother tried to go to Vietnam, but I think that Wendy is a different kind of flight risk. I think Wendy is the type that'll take herself out because she's not gonna. I don't think she will. If she has to be caught up by surprise and in handcuffs. You can't give her a forewarning. In grand juries, if you have the anxiety of your house being raided and people, all that stuff, you're not gonna It's a different kind of anxiety when the anxiety is warranted when they're coming for you. You just don't know when.
Yes. Well, did you notice that Laura was at her trial? He sat in after she was done testifying and watched.
Laura who?
John Lauro.
Oh, Lauro, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. He's a big time, of course, a big time lawyer, but I think they're working around him. They want to be able to pull up when she walks outside with her kids or whatever, and they snatch her up because
100%.
I think Wendy's that type. Wendy's that type that writes a check that her ass can't cash, and she will get into something and she expects to get rescued, and she can't get rescued. She might go the easy way out,
Yeah. Well, she's got a long time if she gets life, She's the baby of the family. She's even younger than Charlie. When do you think she's going to be arrested by?
I thought she was going to be arrested this past week, but based on the pattern of the previous arrest, but I think they would arrest her when she feels the most comfortable, when she walks outside or something.
Yeah. Well, they got Charlie in the middle. Go ahead.
I don't think knocking on the door is even.
Oh no.
None of that. They have to catch her in public where she can't do anything, and then put her on that watch.
Yep. Well, wasn't Katie arrested? Was Katie arrested at the gas station or something? Because they had come to her house. And do you remember that phone call where she's calling and being like, the cops are here? And the guy's like, go see what they want.
I felt that. That is scary. That's scary.
Yeah.
Hopefully none of you guys will ever have to go through that. But I'll tell you, whew, it's not what you want.
Yeah. So Tally Gal has a question of why are there 30 federal agents on this? Because I didn't know that either. How many? And Katie was arrested at Plaza Sigfredo was the gas station. Thank you, Debbie.
Yeah, and Sigfredo had like a burner phone and some stuff on him, and and you know they got whatever's in that burner phone. They got that too.
Oh yeah. Yep.
The burner phones are worse. They're worse for you. Like if you get caught with a burner phone, it's most people. All right, as soon as you have a burner phone, the circle of people that you're going to be speaking with is going to be smaller than a regular phone. And then you're going to be talking reckless on it. And that's, think about this. A phone and a burner phone or any phone is, to you, is what a black box is to an airplane.
That's a really good analogy.
It's, if you're not disciplined, which most of these people are not, to not talk on the phone, because none of these people were really hardened criminals except Sigfredo and Luis.
Mm-hmm.
None of those people have like, no. Wendy, I bet you her WhatsApp is crazy.
I agree.
She's an immigration attorney. She talks to people internationally. Like she knows about WhatsApp, and she's acting like she doesn't know for 3 trials straight.
Well, she finally admitted it this one. She just admitted it for the first time that she did have it. And then she kind of backed off of that because then she's like, oh, I don't remember if I had it. But she said straight up, when George is like, did you have it in 2014? She says, I did.
See?
Well, did you hear also? Go ahead.
I was going to ask you if you saw the defense closing argument. I didn't really watch it.
Yeah, it was awful.
Yeah, I thought so.
I didn't think anything could be worse than the opening until I saw the closing.
Right.
It was an absolute joke. Yeah, Jackie Fulford's up there just stamping her hooves and kicking the podium, punching it and yelling. It was a lot. Do you remember the part in Jeff's interview where he tells, and I just put out a short about this, where he tells Isom that Wendy got a new phone right after she left the police station because she was afraid cops had bugged her phone?
Right. Yeah, like she said that she thought the people. Hold up, I'm getting to it. All right, thanks. We'll be safe. All right, so yeah, he said she thought it was bugged. That's crazy. Like,
yes.
If your phone gets bugged, it's over. Like it takes so much to get a Title III wire intercept on a phone. They have to go through hoops to get that, and it took a couple years, but they got it. Oh my God, I don't know. This case is crazy, but it's like these people are not experienced like in breaking laws. They're like Wendy's can practice law, but she doesn't have practice in breaking laws. None of them do.
Yeah, they were very sloppy.
It's like super sloppy.
Mm-hmm.
The owl is about sloppiness.
Can you please explain the owl to me? Because let me tell you, I've heard so much about it, but I've never looked into it. Like, super, because I don't like to talk about anything until I've spent like 100 hours doing research into it. Explain the owl, please.
Okay. In my next video, you'll see the whole visual for it, but like I'll explain it. So the owl, when there's a part in Luis's proffer where he says, he sees Wendy, he's driving around, he sees Wendy, and he goes to Sigfredo, and he's like, what is she doing up here?
Mm-hmm.
She knows that we're up here. What is she doing up here? And Sigfredo goes, she want to see if everything's all right with the kids. And that is is not what you're supposed to say, okay? You're not supposed to have an answer. That's a big red flag. You're not supposed to have the details of what she's about. She should know to not be where you guys are. So that's strike one. So then the next day, he literally says it is proper. He's like, and then on the day of the murder is when I seen Wendy. And I was like, oh, that's her name, right? So when, after pressing Sigfredo a couple times about him having a more closer relationship with Wendy or knowing Wendy and not telling him, that's a problem. It's too much for me to explain why that's a problem, but it's a big problem. And so,
well, he's lying to Luis about what he knows. He's
right.
bringing him up there and not giving him the full story.
Right. And Luis, the reason why Luis was brought on is because Luis is the eyes and ears of those kind of moves. Okay. So like Sigfredo is 100% violence. He doesn't sell nothing. He doesn't do anything. He just shoots people. He's that type of person. And so those kind of guys, you have to tell him where to go and do whatever. He takes direction, so he knows he can't do it by himself. And so all the inner workings and who's who and what's what, he gave that responsibility to Luis. And Luis is not getting all the information, so he's mad about it. But he doesn't want to back out of the whole thing because he knows Sigfredo is only doing this to get the approval of Katie, right?
Yep.
So what happens is after they do what they do at 10:51 a.m. on July 18th, they backed out. He drove down the street back toward like Thomasville Road, and he hit the speed bump, and he saw Wendy again.
Stop. And the day of?
The day of. He says it, but he says it in a certain kind of way that you gotta be on that frequency to know it. And I was like, oh, she was there. He said it, but like none of the people in the room really caught it.
Right.
But he said it. And then he made it seem like, oh, I posted the owl on the Thursday. Nah, he posted it on Friday because when he drove and he hit the speed bump, he saw her again the second day in a row after he grilled Sigfredo and said, what is she doing up here? So there's a rule of thumb with certain types of things. And it's, if you have an intermediary and that intermediary shares details about the other side to you, you have to expect that other side to know more about you than you know about them.
Yes,
so
great
to
point.
level that, the only way that Luis, because all right, at that time there's like Facebook, Instagram, and all that stuff, and Luis said in his proffer he was worried that that she would see him and know who he was, and Isom said, but you got tinted windows, and Luis is like, it doesn't matter because you see a big tall guy and you know his real name. All you have to do is go on social media and see the little guy and know that's me. So if he's thinking ahead in terms of this woman's probably looking us up on Facebook and knows everything about us. So what he does is when he sees her, he notices that she has an owl on her shirt. So he posts the owl to see the reaction that comes back from his post from the other side through Katie.
Fuck. Oh
you
my
get me?
God. Yes. See, that makes a lot of sense. Wow.
Gangster, gang. Like he is super gangster, all right?
Yes,
and to
yes.
this day,
Very street smart.
No one else has caught that. He checked her so bad. That's why Charlie answered the door for Katie with a gun in his hand. Because he basically said through his Instagram, I saw you, bitch.
Wow. See, that makes way more sense to me than, anything else. Because, everybody's like, does Tato mean owl? And, like, owl means death. And, I feel like all that stuff, like, obviously is super valid. But that is, like, mind-blowing.
Well, look, in that button,
Mind-blowing.
owl, it's buo. B-U-H-O. Buo. It's not tuto, it's not tato. It's buo. It has nothing to do with a bird of prey. It's about what was identifiable to Luis when he saw her, that can verify I saw you at this time wearing that damn owl shirt. You thought you were slick by wearing green, khaki shorts, and black shoes, the color camouflage, and coming through the woods and watching us do this thing. That's why when Sigfredo called and said, it's done, Katie said, I know.
Yes. Oh my God. My head is like throbbing. Holy shit. All right. They want you to repeat that.
Repeat it?
So basically, Luis sees Wendy the day of, right after they kill Dan. She's there. And Charlie even kind of slips up and says this in one of the jail calls. He says, you know, he makes, I don't remember exactly the exact words he says, but he says something like, you know, or maybe they're there already and they see it. And then he like kind of tries to switch it up because he realizes what he's saying. He's like you're in a restaurant and you already see this happen. So Luis sees Wendy the day of the murder after they kill her. Right. Is a theory. And then he posts, and I doubt it was a picture that he took. I'm sure he pulled it on a lot. What do you think? Do you think he actually saw the owl or just posted a picture of an owl?
Yeah. If you drive past someone and you hit that big speed bump right on Dan Markel Street, she was right there. And there's an opening to get to that apartment complex at Thomasville Road.
Right through the woods there?
There's a little path that goes through there, and there was no fence back there. Shout out to True Crime Wife who let me know that, because I saw the fence when I was looking. I was like, I hope this fence wasn't here back then, and it wasn't. You can get right through there. It's 307 feet from the place they parked their car, because they parked the car on Wednesday in the afternoon at 2055 Thomasville Road. Yeah, I know all the addresses. I'm an almanac, and they went through and cut through a couple days before the shooting. So it's in the probable cause affidavit for Sigfredo. Now, Wendy, to verify this, to get extra to proof to show that I know that she was there, is that if you look at her call records for July 18th, she's calling everybody. She's calling this person, that person, this person,
everyone,
and then it stops at 10:22.
Wow.
On Fridays, from her address to the 2055 Thomasville Road, where the apartment complex is, for her to drive from her house to that apartment complex, get out, walk the 300 feet to get to that speed bump area on Dan Street, it takes 14 minutes. So
there's a whole hour missing. There's a whole hour missing in the call detail records for her. Holy shit.
So remember this, all y'all, when they say Wendy went to the crime scene, remember, I'm the only person that told you Wendy didn't go to the crime scene. She went back to the crime scene.
Wow. Holy shit.
And I that's one of the things that I can almost 90%, 99% guarantee you that's what she did.
My mind is like beyond blown. See, now I figured out, I had a theory that, when he saw her the day before, because everybody's like, oh, it was a case of mistaken identity. And honestly, when I was just like casually watching the trial and they went to that like stipulation of fact of like, this is when the kids were dropped off, I'm like, okay, well, maybe he didn't see her. And then I went back and listened to it all again. And I'm like, okay. Because Rashbaum tries to say, oh, you went there in the afternoon to Luis, obviously, like trying to throw off the whole timeline. Mm-hmm. They weren't there in the afternoon the day before. They went every single morning, early in the morning, sat there and waited for Dan to leave. Dan's leaving his house at like 8 o'clock in the morning with the kids. All right. He's like 13 to 15 minutes away from the preschool, from his house to the preschool, depending on what traffic is like. So Wendy had the kids the night before on that Wednesday, because they do week on, week off with the Wednesday overnights at the other parent's house. And then she could have 100% been there Thursday morning with those two boys and still made it to preschool by the time that she was supposed to make it to preschool. And honestly, she has the excuse of, if she has the two boys, then she says, oh, well, I just, Ben forgot something or whatever, we had to come over here and get it, if she gets caught by it.
Yep.
But something that also made me think that, yes, she probably walks down Trescott frequently is Jeff says in one of his interviews, and somebody just mentioned this in the chat, but Jeff says, Dan accused her of stalking. He looks out the window this one time and sees that she doesn't have the kids, and he's like, hey, if you don't have the kids, I should have the kids because I get first right of refusal. Right. Well, where else would he be looking out the window to see Wendy walking by? It wouldn't be at the college because they would both be working. So, he wouldn't assume that she would give him the kids or that he could even watch the kids. So it had to been outside of Trescott.
Yeah. Wendy is super sloppy. I don't care how pretty people think she is.
She's
anything
not.
Like that.
Nobody thinks
Wendy
that.
is, well,
nobody
I
here.
heard Tim Jensen said she was mesmerizing. Like, hold up, bitch. You got colored contacts are the first time someone's about to lie to you. And I just, I'm sorry. If you got colored contacts, I mean, I said what I said. That's how I feel. If you got colored contacts, that studies show that there's a higher chance you might be getting lied to. So,
because it blocks your eyes.
You don't
blocks,
really see that person's spirit like that.
Yes, exactly. 100%. 100%. Okay, and somebody mentioned this in the comments that he also said that he saw, or that he posted a picture of a tiger at one point.
Oh, you mean a lion?
Or a lion, yeah.
Yeah, Latin Kings ain't gonna post a tiger. Hey, hold up, let me disconnect from Bluetooth real quick. Give me a second.
Yep, no problem. Thank you, No, this is freaking amazing. And just for the poll, real quick, I'm sure he'll call back. Just for the poll, everybody thinks that it's going to be Charlie to flip first. Hey.
My bad, I hung up on you.
No problem.
Yeah,
he's
not going to post. He's not going to post a tiger. He's a Latin king. Their symbol is a lion.
Yeah, so, I might have read that wrong in the chat.
If he was going to post that.
Yeah.
So.
That is
absolutely I don't want to take up your whole live stream and hijack your live stream taking 30 minutes.
Well, I appreciate this beyond. Yeah, Roxanne is confirming. And I remember him saying that too during one of the trials. He says, yeah, he posted a picture of either a lion or a tiger when Georgia asked him. She was trying to ask him about the owl picture.
Yeah.
My mind is blown.
About the owl thing?
Yes.
It's Luis is gangster.
I know. I love Luis.
Luis he's a gangster's gangster.
And everybody says they can listen to you all night.
Listen to me?
Yes.
Not me.
Yes, you.
They didn't say that.
Yep, they said it.
They said they can
Lucy Lou. Oh no, we can listen to Grish all night on this case. This is Grish. He has go to his channel. I'll post the link again. Amazing. No, I was so blown away because a bunch of people were telling me, they're like, oh, have you ever heard of Grish? I'm like, no. And then everybody's like, you don't know who Grish is? I'm like, I don't, I'm sorry. And then I went and I watched the part 8 first, and I was just like, holy God. I mean, insane. This is why I love, I don't know why people have a problem with other creators and stuff. It's no, everybody's mind works in different ways. And, the way that you you get under things. Like you're underground, popping up like a little mole and looking around and just grabbing Wendy down into your hole. Ugh, I cannot. Yes, and they want you to keep talking.
I can't talk for too much longer. Maybe like 5 minutes or so. I'm not gonna hijack your stream.
Yeah,
I think
we're blown over here.
Luis and Sigfredo. Listen, okay. So I learned about Luis and Sigfredo before they got arrested. Okay, for this, because there was a RICO on the North Miami Latin Kings in 2015, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I heard Tuto and Tato before. So when I learned about this case, I was like, I know who these dudes are.
Jeez, holy cow.
And they literally, when they killed Dan Markel, they were literally under federal investigation.
Both of them were?
Both of them.
Because I knew that about Luis, but I didn't know that Garcia was involved also.
No, Garcia, he's adjacent, but the feds were calling him King Tuto. He wasn't indicted with them, but he's like, if your name is, Tuto and your friend's Tato, you gotta assume that they're friends,
Yeah.
They're close. But I think that I hate to say this, but there's the only two reasons that this was able to take place was, first, they were under investigation by the feds, and a lot of times when the feds are investigating a certain group of people, they will have a no interference from local authorities. So if they get pulled over for anything, they leave them alone.
So that's why when they both got pulled over, because they both got pulled over for tickets, right?
Right.
Oh my God.
And they let them go. And then Luis was saying to he was talking about it in his proffer, and Luis didn't know that Sigfredo got arrested, got pulled over the night before. He got pulled over the night before, and then he switched the car out. He's supposed to tell Luis yo, I got.
Yeah, that was the first trip. That was the first trip, right? Because they started with the silver car, and then they got whatever blue car.
Yeah, they switched it out, but he didn't tell Luis that. So that's a huge violation. If something like that happens, you should tell your friend yo, I got pulled over, I got suspended license, and nothing happened. And then Luis, when he got pulled over, he was with Sigfredo, and he was telling the story, and I could tell I watched it over. I actually put it in one of my television.
Yep,
showed
I saw it.
how Stanford was reacting, and when he was just he came back in license, and I'm in my laptop, which means he didn't bother me. I was just oh man, this dude is, and he said, he's like, this is a sign we should turn around.
Yes.
He knew what it was.
Shit, that they were already pretty much being watched.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And from that point, if you look at the Latin Kings paperwork, but we stopped selling hard drugs. He started doing selling antidepressants to pharmacies for $30,000. He was getting set up, but
wow,
that's the charge he took. He switched his whole stuff, everything that he was doing up until July of 2014 changed once he got pulled over. All their moves changed.
Unreal.
Crazy, right?
This is crazy.
Luis is a gangster, and
That's
if you think
insane.
about it, he was a fairly good. Even though he can't read, the man had a job for 15 years, the same job.
Yep.
The other Latin Kings, they had jobs. They were doing crazy stuff, but they had jobs. He was a good leader.
Yeah. Well, he was also born into it too. That's all he knew.
Right.
And the only one that felt remorse for Dan.
Him and yeah, because he knows that it wasn't for him to do. That's why he was cool with Rob and Wendy, because Wendy is trying to do something in the illegal life. So for her to get robbed is part of the game. So, like, to do that to Dan, it haunted him because he says, like, I rob drug dealers. That's part of the.
I'm a jack boy.
But doing that, yeah, exactly, and that's scary because that man can't read, moving like that, little dude that can't read, like.
And he's tiny.
He reads people. He reads
Yes.
people. He caught the surveillance of the feds twice when he was under surveillance.
Wow.
You're about to go rob like some drug dealer, and then it said that Luis saw their surveillance from like 100 yards away, and they turned around.
Wow.
He's a beast. Like, he's not to be played with.
Well, he was even saying too, like when they got to the hotel, he would always sit there, and he was getting pissed at Sigfredo was getting, wasted every day. He's like, dude, you got to be able to pay attention. Like, you can't be getting shit faced while we're up here doing this.
Right, but still, Sigfredo was able to keep a steady hand and put 2 shots in the same hole in the window.
Wow. Yeah.
With
I
the
didn't even
recoil.
think about that.
And I'm going to say this: it's kind of it's grim, but I'll tell you that these dudes this is not their first rodeo. And if Luis would have told some of the things, like the real reason why he was there to the, Stanford and them, they would easily know that he's done this at least a few times. And so, you know how Dan would drive, like if you're facing their house and you go to the left where the speed bump is and you go towards Thomasville Road,
Mm-hmm.
you know why he stopped? He watched him at that park.
Why?
So the reason that he did that is because that's the way Dan went in and out. But also, when he comes back, he doesn't have to be right behind him to start tailing him the way Thomasville winds around. And when Dan pulls into his driveway, and this is something that I strongly believe that Wendy gave him some insight with, is that he's on the phone and he doesn't shut the garage door immediately. The most dangerous place that you can be in terms of potential violence is a parked car. So if he pulled into the driveway, pulled into the garage, and the thing is Luis is far enough behind him that once Dan pulls into the garage, he can't see them.
Yeah, because it's blocked. There's trees there too. The whole street is like super old, like oak trees and stuff.
Right, but once his car's in the garage,
Luis he doesn't have visibility.
And Luis said it, but he doesn't say it in regular terms. But the way that they did this tells me that they've done it many times. So he pulled up behind Dan while he was on the phone with the teacher.
Mm-hmm.
Remember?
Yep.
On the phone with the teacher, and the teacher, when Isom interviewed him, he said the last thing I heard Dan say or something is like, there is someone behind me in my driveway that I do not know.
Yep.
That is a singular someone. So he only sees one person because Tuto already got out the car and he walked up through crossed through the front yard. When Luis is behind him, Dana is distracted by Luis in his rear view, but he just comes in from the front, like the front porch area, and cuts in, and Dan don't know what hit him.
Oh my God.
He approached, so Tuto approached the house on foot, walked in. While Dan is looking in his rear view on his phone, Tuto just slipped. He's already on foot. He goes right in his garage. He's coming from the left. He's not coming from the right.
Wow.
Crazy.
It is crazy. Okay, so Harley D has a quick question for you, and he actually went on. Do you watch Judy AA Legal Focus at all? He went on her channel, and he had this whole theory that Wendy used a visa at the ABC that Donna paid and got notifications. Do you think that was a code to verify that the hit was done? Like a way to tell her if she gets like notifications of the card, buying the bullet bourbon.
That's possible, but I don't think that was what the plan was. I think the plan, because they're so enmeshed, that they all have, you know, overlapping accounts. I think after the June trip, I think the first day they got there, Wendy met up with Sigfredo in the parking lot. And I analyzed this by the call reports from that specific morning.
That was
And I think
masterful also, by the way. You guys have to go watch the entire Wendy's. I mean, and a lot of, it's not like my 11-hour long psychosis that you have to, you know, take a whole weekend off. He's so concise. And I mean, even like the 3-minute long videos, you give more information than I do in like a 3-hour long one. All right, but continue. So the call detail records between everybody, because this was amazing to me as well.
Thank you. And so I think that them realizing that this woman just took, you know, just met up with them directly, that's why we don't know what's going on. I think they had to come up with a way to keep Wendy at home. And also not just keep her at home, but find a way that keep her at home, and so but she can still notify him when it's done. So if Wendy would have just stayed her ass at home after her TV's fixed, she would be watching TV. And then she would see the news. And that way, she would have a natural reaction to being told that they were shot. And a reason to call everyone else because she saw it on the news.
Right.
So she went and did her own thing after the dude left, and you know, she called a bunch of people, but then she put the phone down, or where she did whatever, but she went over there, and then she drove back because she couldn't help herself. And Donna and Charlie know her better than everyone else and knew that they needed to keep her in the house. And the TV was the way, not just for an alibi, but it's for Charlie and Donna to be assured that she won't leave the house and go get in the mix.
Except she literally was just too excited. She couldn't.
She couldn't.
She has no impulse control. Mm-mm.
Right. And the thing that really, it kind of low key broke my heart. So when I heard Dan's voicemail to Wendy at 9:04 a.m., that hurt.
I know.
I listened when Wendy asked him. I think it was on July 6th. She texted like, "Can I have the kids? Are you in Tallahassee?
Can I have them on the day that I'm already scheduled to have them?"
Correct. And you know what Dan replied? He said, "Yes, you can." He didn't answer Wendy when she asked him, "Will you be in Tallahassee on these days?" He only answered to that she could have the kids on those days. So I'm like, Dan see, one thing that I'll never do, if you ask me where I am, I'll never tell you. I'll just be like, I'm around. I don't tell people where I am because I don't want you to know where I'm not. So it's a habit that I've had to break. It's a bad habit, you know. Like my girlfriend's like, "Will you be home or not?" And I just be like, "I should be around." And that comes off really crazy, but I don't tell people where I am. When Dan said I felt that I was like, "Oh, he's not going to tell her where he is or where he will be." So he's onto her. But then when I heard him, that long voicemail, "I'm going to be at the gym. I'm going to do this." I was like, oh. And then I went back to that call report and I saw that blink spot from between 9:04 and 9:12. You know who she's calling? Sigfredo from the burner.
Fucking insane.
She didn't call Charlie till after 9:12. So when she got that voicemail at 9:04, she got on the phone to the person who needed to know that information. And it's not Charlie.
Yeah. Oh, fuck.
Yeah. This is a part of the reason why Charlie and Katie kind of think they're innocent, because they were instrumental in the beginning, but Wendy went around them because Katie was taking the money.
Yeah. Yeah, that blew my mind too when you explained all that.
and Kay's been stealing a lot. And I mean, for me to figure that out, like I don't have to look at your bank records, but I have her bank records now, so
Yeah.
I know
Mm-hmm.
I know how much she was stealing, and you can't survive that story.
Yeah. Well, didn't she
And
get like 17 grand before?
it was a lot. And the thing is, she was stealing it real, like kind of like I'm not gonna really take it. I'm just gonna put a little bit in the bank at a time. So just in case if you ask me or something, or someone gets a hold of them and tells them, yeah, we gave you this money, she doesn't look like she's trying to hide it from you if it's not in the bank. But that kind of money takes up a lot of space, and so she has to put it in the bank. And she just took her time putting it in the bank.
Yeah, and she hid when she got paid with the wet money. She hid that. She put it right into the closet, hid it. That's why it got all moldy.
I mean, well, it only takes 18 hours for mildew to grow on paper, where it starts smelling, and it starts like turning yellow. It only takes 18 hours.
I love that
So
you
like
got that, by the way.
yeah. But yeah, it takes 18 hours for mildew to grow on paper. So if it was in her trunk for a day and a half, it would have been stinking. Florida, midsummer, nah, it's gonna be stinking. Closet or not.
Yeah.
It probably smell better in the closet than it would in the car.
It's baking in the car.
Exactly.
100%.
I mean,
good God.
Key's a mess, and I really like when I watched her proffer. I can tell like she's adjacent. She knows a few things, but if she wasn't Sigfredo's baby mom, wife, whatever you want to call her, she'd be deader than Tupac.
Yeah.
There's no way she would survive like doing that type of stuff.
Yeah, stealing all that money.
Right. And when she said, when the lady, the investigator was like, did you give him the paper right then when Charlie gave it to you? No, I just waited for him to come and get it. Yeah, you didn't have sense of urgency, because what would give you the sense of urgency you already have. You already have the money. You're not in a rush.
Wow.
But she made so many mistakes, and I'll go over it in better detail in my next video. But like,
I can't wait.
I wanted to get a video out like ASAP before I put like the part 9 out that just handles the Sigfredo Wendy connection and the owl. You know, because people are asking me about that a lot. I just want to.
Yeah. Do you mind if I clip this? Do you mind if I clip that part and post it as a video? The owl part. I don't want to take away your.
No, I don't mind.
Okay.
Go ahead. I mean, people are gonna
credit.
know it's me saying it. You know,
it's insane. It's insane.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
This story is wild, and the thing is like that Yardbird on March 11th.
Yes.
Like
what you explaining that?
Were there.
Yes. Make mention of that really quickly. The Yardbird thing. That he was basically, they were at Yardbird to watch Katie to see if she was stealing money.
I strongly believe that, because because if she's taken money since Halloween, and I noticed that almost all of February she didn't put any money in the bank, and then all of a sudden you go on a double date with Wendy and Charlie and Jeff, and you eat outside at a place you need reservations, that was on purpose. And Luis and Sigfredo were already knew you'd be there. And the thing is if Wendy approaches Sigfredo, like on foot or something like that, she could say, you've been paying your girl all this money, and we still have this problem up north. And he's gonna be like, wow, well, you didn't. I got the paper, but you didn't give me no money. Well, we've been giving her money. Well, they have to show him that they're in real life. Like, watch her receive money and not give it to him.
Wow.
And the problem with that is once it's confirmed that that's what she's doing, now he has to do it. Now he's stuck. Luis even said that. He's like, they already paid you. Now you have to do it.
Wow.
And so March 11th was that day where they can watch from afar her receive payment by hand because they're eating outside, and they're watching them from their work truck. Crazy.
It is crazy.
And then it happened again, and it was supposed to, and you know how they went up there in June, on June 3rd, 4th, whatever. But then on Father's Day, I think that they were going to, or Katie felt like they were going to confront her. And so when they invited her over to, you know, the pool or the beach or whatever, she brought Yinja with her.
Yeah,
she took Yinja out to eat, and it was like, you want to go to the pool? She didn't want to be by herself and be outnumbered by Charlie and Katie at Harvey and Donna's house. So she brought Yinja with her because I don't think Wendy's going to go against Yinja.
Well, and they're not going to say anything obviously incriminating to them in front of somebody else.
Right. Because Yinja's not. I can tell the vibe I get from just her on the stand, and I saw her on Judy's channel. She ain't with that shit. So
Yindra?
Yeah, I can tell like she's like someone that, you know, she knows the people, but you don't bring that to her. She ain't having that. You know, she ain't playing.
Yeah.
And I think like, I think she's the type of person that would defend Katie even if she's wrong, and then probably punch her in the face afterwards and be like, yeah, you know you fucked up.
Yeah.
And so I think she brought Yindra along so they couldn't say anything to her. And so when I saw that when Yindra talked to Judy and she said that Katie didn't even say much when they're at the pool, it's because there was nothing to say because she knew she was hoarding the money. You see what I mean?
Insane. Yeah, no, it makes total sense. Everything you say makes so much sense to me.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. This has been delightful and absolute, like, just, I mean, mind-blowing completely. Everybody says they agree about Yindra. Oh, and everybody wants to know how old you are. What decade were you born in? They want to know if you're an 80s baby.
I was born on May 9th, 1980 HD.
What year?
1980 HD.
Yeah, I'm May 16th.
I'm May 9th.
Yeah, go Taurus squad.
Well, I'm not going to tell you my exact age. Come on now.
Nobody's mad about that. Yep, they all called it 80s baby.
Yeah, I'm grown. If I wasn't driving, I would I'll probably go on camera. I just got my hair cut. You can't tell me shit right now.
That's okay. We'll plan. We got a plan to do a live together. I don't know exactly how to do because the software that I use normally is OBS, but I also have StreamYard, so I think I can. StreamYard is what I can do the double. I'm sure I can do it on here too. I just haven't learned.
Yeah, I haven't either. Like when I've done a couple of live streams, but when I try to put stuff up to share my screen, it hasn't worked. So I have to get some practice on that.
Yeah, see, I don't know how to do that on StreamYard, but I've learned it, and I'm sure there's a way to do it on here. I'll just have to figure it out.
What is it called?
I use OBS. It's a free software, and it's great. It's super user-friendly, and there's a ton of tutorials on how to use it on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's great, and it's just a free software that you download. But StreamYard is what Judy uses for her, like double live streams. So I got on that, and that was super easy also.
Yeah, I've used StreamYard a couple times, and yeah, I just never, after the first like mishap or like sharing my screen and it wasn't working, I just never really tried.
I haven't done that many live streams, so I don't have that, practice to do like a, you know what I mean, like a live stream by myself where it goes like perfectly smoothly like everyone else is,
Yeah, well, I just started live streaming at the beginning of this trial because I wanted to stream it, and so I just, grabbed some stuff off of Amazon.
Like what?
I have what is this camera called? I think it's Logi something. I just got like a webcam and a cheap microphone, and I got a cord to plug right into my router, so I wasn't all screwed up with Wi-Fi and stuff.
Okay.
So it's it's obviously more stable than Wi-Fi, except I bought a 200-foot cord and I have about 180 feet that's coiled up. I can't do the math on that.
Well, what was I just about to ask you? Did you say you lived on a dairy farm?
Yes.
That's crazy. That's
I live on like 160 acres.
That's wild.
And there's always a fly in my house.
Huh?
What's that? I said there's always a fly in my house.
I heard you say that something about that before. You're like, there was a fly flying around on one of your live streams that I was watching. And he said,
Always.
Like,
he's not here today.
Do you have like, what kind of animals do you have?
We have dairy cows, and like people are dropping their cats off constantly, and we have 2 guinea pigs and a chocolate lab and a missing ball python that's missing somewhere in our house.
Wow.
It got out of the little bin it was eating in, and now it's been missing. I'm in New York.
You're in upstate New York?
Yep.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Me too.
Oh, small world.
No, we're probably not near each other at all, but I'm originally
now
from
upstate New York
Maryland.
is pretty big.
Yeah, I'm from Maryland though, but I live in upstate now.
Awesome. Yeah, he'll be found. He goes missing he's gone missing 3 times, and we've always found him. So hopefully when it gets cold, we'll find the snake.
Yeah, you'll find. Yeah, he'll come back.
Yeah.
He'll come back to the heat rock.
Yes.
But,
Nicole lives in Broward County.
I gotta eat.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much for coming on. Everybody in the chat thanks you super much. I really appreciate it. I'll email you, and we'll come up with a time to do a live stream together. I appreciate you being up and on with us.
Oh, thanks for having me on.
Thank you so much.
I'll talk to y'all soon. Y'all be safe, all right?
All right, see you later.
All right. See ya.
Bye.
Bye.
Well, that was amazing. Holy cannoli. And Chari Ferrari is who I call. That's the name I gave Charlie. Nicole, are you still up? I'll call you back. That was amazing, by the way. Let's really quick before I call you, Nicole, I want to play that little clip about the cameras on GRISCH'S series. And then you can also see what his little icon looks like too. But this, if you just type this in, GRISCH, and I put it in the chat a few times, I'll go ahead and put it in the description box also. Next level amazing content. Let's watch this really quick. It's just a few minutes, and then Nicole, I'm going to call you back.
Drove past the crime scene. She drove to ABC Liquors on Thomasville Road. As you can see, ABC Liquors on the lower right-hand corner. Now, I'm gonna point out all the places nearby that have cameras and their field of vision based on where the cameras are. These are the buildings whose cameras have footage that the FBI was able to get. In red are the buildings that have cameras that the FBI got the footage from, and the purple is the path that Wendy would have taken if she went to ABC Liquors from Dan's house. In yellow is the field of vision for each of those buildings based on where the cameras are located. The three buildings that are closest to our point of view is 1940 Thomasville Road, 1930 Thomasville Road, which is ABC Liquors, and 1920 Thomasville Road. But the FBI doesn't put any footage, or they don't say that they got footage from that building. And what's weird is there's more cameras in that building than the other three combined. And that's because it's one of the Leon County Second Circuit Court Annex buildings. And guess whose office is on the second floor in Suite 208?
The man is an absolute genius. I'm like blown away. Blown away. Okay. I am going to see if I can find how to call you back. It should be easy. Nicole, will you just call me again? Because I can't see my missed calls on this thing. It's like, I'm not dumb. I'm not using a phone. I'm just not using a phone. So it's on the computer, and I don't know how to look at I don't know how to look at my missed calls. So sorry. So sorry. Thank you, Nicole. That was amazing, though. Holy God. I'm just, yay. Hi.
Hello.
How are you? You might want to mute your YouTube.
Oh, okay. Thank you very much. Okay.
Thank you. My middle name's Nicole.
Oh, hi. I love your name.
Yes,
I
love yours as well.
First of all, I want to tell you that I really enjoy your show, and thank you for introducing Mr. Grish to us.
Amazing, right? Holy cow.
Amazing. I'm sorry I didn't catch your show from the beginning. I was just, I just randomly just turned you on, and you caught my attention, as well as your followers. I've been reading some of the comments, so I have some just comments, questions, your opinions, whatever, just based on what I'm seeing here. Okay.
Yes.
First of all, just to provide you with some context, my name is Nicole Long. I do live in Broward County, Florida. I used to live in Parkland, Florida. My neighbor, I will not name him. He went to FSU, and he is now an attorney. And so I've been following this case since he told me. He was Dan Markel was his professor, and so I hold. This is just so tragic. So forgive me for jumping around.
I'm the same way.
I kind of wanted to. Okay, thank you. I am formally trained pharmacist. And later in life, my firstborn is terminally ill. So I had to change careers, and I went into law. And I worked for a criminal defense firm. And we are, Florida is a death penalty state. And I actually happen to work for a death penalty criminal defense attorney who is now a federal magistrate judge.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so yes, in the criminal division. I'm actually, I don't know if you are familiar with this, but I was the paralegal for Bill Matthewman and attorney, he's now a judge, but they're both judges actually. Circuit Court Judge Alberto Milian, who is in the criminal division as well in Miami-Dade. So I have had, I have been watching this very, very closely since probably day one.
Wow.
First of all, as a health professional, the first thing that I noticed when Wendi Adelson came into actually when she was outside the hallway holding somebody's hand, whatever, she
at the court
looked terrible, weathered. She, you know what? The word is drugged. Okay.
Yes.
She is taking more than Xanax, definitely alcohol. Okay. So what you're looking at, besides the obvious, Botox and lip fillers, all the money that Dan, wanted to give to his kids all went to her. Wendy. Okay.
Yep.
And her love for drugs. And her demeanor was totally different for her mother's case now, because she knows that that much more evidence was going to come out against her.
100%.
So I do believe because the whole family has connections, right? Doctor, lawyer, okay? Doctor, lawyer, periodontist, okay? And then, Dr. Robert Adelson, who deserves all the respect, okay? An ENT physician. I'm also specialized in nuclear medicine, so I did a couple of externships, in my 20s. I am 54 years old, so my career now is in law. But anyway, so I wanted to bring that to people's attention about, because I see the comments about her cosmetic surgeries. Oh yes, she definitely had that done. She looks wicked now. Okay.
Yes.
But I definitely noticed, if you notice, she had like dark circles under her eyes. She gained weight. Okay. Not just bloat. I mean, she was also bloated, but the weight gain is, and the look in her eyes, it's from the alcohol. That's, it's very obvious to me that, that her playing dumb. Oh, I didn't know, bourbon whiskey, Boulier, bourbon whiskey or whatever the hell,
Yeah, Boulet.
The stocks are, is it Boulet? See, I truly
That's
don't
what she calls it.
Oh yeah, Boulet. Okay. I guess I'm more educated than she is, okay, because I speak multiple languages. And by the way, Charlie Adelson would probably date me, but not because, if he didn't know my age. I'm Asian also, okay? I would love to write him a letter and put this piece of shit in his place, okay?
You could probably get him to be your boyfriend.
Model. Oh, I bet you I would. I could, okay? Because I have been a Victoria's Secret girl since I was a little girl, okay? I'm a seasonal girl now. sometimes it's very funny. Okay, so when I see pieces of shit medical professionals like Charlie Adelson and Wendi Adelson, because I'm also in the legal field. Okay,
Yes.
losers. Okay, unethical. I do believe most definitely Harvey Adelson knew about everything. He did not know about the bump. That's what Donna and Charlie were talking about, not the murder.
Yes,
It's
I agree.
the bump.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, he was there. He was there. He was there. He funded it. He owned. He knew where the money was going. I mean,
Yes.
If you look at the timeline, who owned the Adel Institute? Okay, Charlie sold it back to Harvey. Okay, regardless of who owned the practice, it was a family practice.
Yeah.
Okay. Donna told him everything. Okay, but she was okay. They were when I say they, Donna and Charlie, when they were talking about, oh my gosh, Dad is going to freak. Don't tell him. Don't tell him. He was going to freak out that they were caught.
Oh, yes.
They, were in it together. When she said, "Oh, it's just the two of us," that type of thing.
Yes.
So that really bothers me. Wendy is definitely 180% guilty as F. You know what? The last letter.
As fuck. I'll say it for you.
All right. Thank you. Oh my gosh. And what was she thinking about? When she put her trust. Okay, the house, one of her houses. She's already getting ready.
Yes.
She the trust. Okay, now I believe, kinda. Okay, I'm not sure about. Okay, now I believe it or not, I've also done estate planning. Okay, I've had little exposure to that. Okay, so now I'm not under. I don't know what's going to happen, but I kind of think. Okay, now this pisses me off about her planning on having. I'm sure it's going to be, George, her boyfriend, adopt her kids because he's a billionaire. Now he's got nothing to lose either because she has money. You know what I mean? Like she adds. People with money want more money. Millionaires want more money. It's never enough.
Mm-hmm.
It's never enough, especially Wendi Adelson. Okay, she only goes out with millionaires. Now she's going out with a billionaire, and look how much she's gotten off, with this murder. So she's definitely getting, herself set up because it's all about Wendy. All right.
Yep.
She will definitely have money in her commissary, unlimited calls and texts, whatever. I don't know. What it's like. Obviously, I don't know what it's like. How that goes, but she will be provided for in prison. So, I used to be against the death penalty, but having worked now for a death penalty specialized attorney, I changed my mind, and also I find it ironic that the entire family, they're Democrats. I don't want to be too political, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And Wendy hires President Trump's
lawyer,
one of his attorneys, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Now guess what? I have worked for two attorneys, okay? One attorney I will not name. I don't work for him anymore, but President Trump was one of our clients. One of his, down in Miami-Dade, okay? And then my current employer, he was on the list of being on, he did not, he declined, not because he wasn't a supporter, for other reasons, okay? He is definitely a supporter of President Trump. But it's just ironic that she does have a good attorney, unfortunately. And also, by the way, I did also speak to Mr. Rashbaum during Charlie Adelson's trial.
Oh, really?
Because I did. I actually, not that I would ever break attorney-client privilege, but I do excellent trial work. I was, at the time, I was looking for, another, side job, and because I was following this, I kind of wanted to, do some discovery, any assistance, like, organizing discovery and just kind of go through the transcripts and depositions.
For Rashi?
But for Rashi, yeah. Oh God, he didn't. He said, "Oh no, we're not." Oh God, he's not even a real criminal defense attorney.
No,
I
know.
White collar crimes.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, he was so Donna and Harvey's lawyer first.
He was absolutely horrible. Okay, I've seen, a lot of horrible. He graduated from Cornell. Okay, I expect much more at the bare minimum. Okay,
yeah,
and he blew it. I find Charlie to be extremely, I hope he turns on. If anyone, he's got a shot at an appeal. Okay, he's got a shot, for an appeal for ineffective, counsel, whatever. More than Donna, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, Donna is never getting out, so she's gonna get life at her sentencing, and I'm
100%.
Sure of it. Okay.
Well, that's the only option for first-degree murder. And real quick, I just want to say, so George, okay, so everybody, there's a lot of confusion with who George is. And even Grish made this mistake in his video, and he came on our live and was like, yeah, I forgot, like, I made this mistake. So, yeah. So, Wendy's boyfriend is George Estrada, and a lot of people think he's George. Is it Fernandez, I think is? But he's not a billionaire. And he's not, which who knows why she's obviously dating him for a reason.
That? Okay. Oh,
but
I'm sure it's for money. Or
there's something that he's doing for her, because she doesn't date for, love, and it's not like he has the looks.
Oh, yeah. God, he's so unattractive.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
He doesn't even...
And almost 10 years older than Wendy, too. He's 55. Yeah,
absolutely.
But this is George Estrada. He's not the billionaire George, because I think a lot of people think that. No fault to anybody. And I just wanted to make a quick mention too of the adoption. Court TV has confirmed that Charlie was on a recorded jail call that we have not heard about, talking about the adoption. Basically confirming that, because I didn't know. It was, everything's a rumor to me, because I believe, almost nothing. But yes, that's been at the very least, Charlie was discussing it.
All right. Okay. My last question to you, I have so many questions for you. This is such an...
it's so much.
I don't know what to ask, but I know. I could sit here and talk to you forever. Harvey Adelson, do you think he will be arrested?
See, I have not gone too much into, really digging into Harvey. I 100% believe that he knew what was going on for the money aspect alone. There's no way money left that house or left the bank account or left the safe without Harvey knowing about it. And not only that, but they had a huge safe in the condo that he got rid of before they came and searched.
Okay.
And you know who brings that up is Jackie Fulford, basically. She's like, well, was there a safe there? Was there a safe there, y'all? And they're like, no. And she's like, well, there you go. And then there's, you know, some tiny little shoebox size safe in the closet. And she's like, do you think that's where stacks of money are? That's when she went up and showed the, whoever did the search warrant, the search of their condo. She showed him. She's like, do you see this light here? Do you see this little light? Do you think the light is an electronic? It's like, Jackie, stop. But yeah, she pretty much calls out the fact that, yes, there was a safe and then it was gone. Because they searched the place the next day.
I didn't know that. Mm.
Yeah, because I mean, they even have them on camera, or not on camera, but on the wires, talking about I took, you know, $35,000 and I moved it into your pile of cash in the safe. You know.
Okay. I'd also like to tell you and the audience, your followers, WhatsApp. Okay, WhatsApp. You know, they always claim end-to-end encryption. Okay. They can be retrieved.
Yes.
Okay. It is
right from the
not
handset.
as encrypted as absolutely.
Yeah,
okay?
that's how they got it.
Real encryption is okay. I have a friend from obviously a friend who is in the FBI. He does it on his end to my end also, and it encrypts it. Okay. Those can't
further
be retrieved, okay? All right, but and I you know, I have nothing to hide anyway, but you know, that's so I cannot wait to, you know, for stay tuned. I can't wait.
And you know she has it.
More.
Georgia would not be asking about WhatsApp in every single trial if she didn't have WhatsApp information.
Absolutely.
Because I have it in a video. I think it's on part 1 of my Wendy series, actually. And this video came from Murder by Maestro, that he shows the Cellbrite people actually talking about how to basically put in the filter to get the WhatsApp stuff, because you have to have the handset. You scan a QR code, and if you have the handset, you can get everything from it. And Katie's lawyer said in her retrial, yes, she said in her retrial that, you know, the state has all of, you know, Charlie's iCloud stuff. Every WhatsApp message, every text message, even the ones he tried to delete. I love her accent, by the way. But yeah, it's just, they have everything. They have everything. I feel like they have a mountain of evidence against Wendy. And Georgia's literally just like ready. She's got to be ready. Georgia's like, I don't need a rest. I don't need a break. I'm ready. Do you know when they had a break? When they had an extra year for Donna's trial when Rashi had to pull out. That's when she got her break.
Right.
I'm like, what do they need to prepare for? They've done this. This will be number 5. Like, they could do this in their sleep. She could literally lay down, snore, and tell everything while she's talking in her sleep. She's amazing. No, they have it all. They have it all. I think they've got Wendy. I think we're going to see probably the most evidence against anybody against Wendy.
I hope Dr. Robert Adelson is on the witness list.
Oh, I'm sure.
I would like to actually hear from the 2 women that she was having lunch with at Mosaic, from their perspective, what they thought, or what her demeanor was. Oh, you do have a story about that?
Yes, I do.
Let's hear it.
Okay, so I got
who are the two women?
Okay, so Janine and Ritu. All right, and I have their full names. I found them on Facebook, whatever. Okay, so Janine. So you know how the cops almost immediately take Wendy's phone when she's at the police station, like right away. Pull the whole thing. So while the cops have her phone, they get a voicemail called in from Janine. And I'll read verbatim what it says because I literally I just put this in a folder. And I don't feel like I've heard anybody talk about this. Okay. So.
Great.
So Janine called and left a voicemail on Adelson's phone stating that she knew who was behind this and the thought of it turned her stomach. Okay. This is what she
Wow.
Okay, so they bring her into the station and they say, what was the meaning of that voicemail? Like, what were you even talking about? And she says, I didn't leave a voicemail. I didn't call her. So she shows them the phone. She pulls up the call log, and there's a call that matched the records on Wendy's phone when she received the call from Janine. And the call was outgoing for 1 minute and 16 seconds. She claims that she must have butt dialed, and the message was her talking to other people in the car. And Janine claims, because it says, upon playing the message, which was clear and unequivocal that Janine was calling and addressing Wendy by name and making the aforementioned statements, she again denied leaving the message. They pressed her further, and upon replaying the message again, she stated that when the investigators came to lunch and essentially took Wendy away, she immediately thought the police presence were concerning the custody arrangement being litigated between her and Markel. Upon thinking that, she figured that Markel had filed something to warrant Wendy being, to warrant police attention, and that turned her stomach. And then she reiterated that she had no idea who would want to kill Dan, or harm him, or, anything. And then, but they picked her up in the cop car. They picked her up and they brought her to the station, and then they took her back home in the cop car. And I couldn't believe it when I read that. Yes, that was Janine that she went to lunch with. Somebody was asking in the chat. Yes, that was Janine that she was at lunch.
I do love the fact that during Donna Adelson's trial, she said that she learned of the murder in the car. And then in the interrogation, she's like,
yeah. Bullshit.
Oh my gosh.
I know. I put out a video on this because absolutely not. She did not learn. First of all, it says in the police report that Isom went up to her at lunch. He said, "Hi, are you Wendi Adelson? I'm Detective Isom, and this has something to do concerning your ex-husband." That's all he told her. Didn't tell her anything in the car. They get to the police station, and we've all seen this.
Because
she listens. Yeah, she listens to the voicemail. And she says, "Oh, there was a shooting on Trescott." That's not somebody who was told in the car. And he literally says, "I'm sorry you had to find out this way."
Of course, it's not. She wasn't told in the car because they want cameras on her. You know what I mean? Like they're not going to talk to a person of interest.
100%.
Right?
100%. Yep. And then he tells her there has been a shooting, and your ex-husband has been shot, and he's not going to make it. And she, we know she does her whole, "Oh my God, I'm sorry."
Mm-hmm. I know.
Well, she caught her. The only reason why she had to say that is because Georgia asks, and this is the first time she's ever asked this, "Why did you think you were a suspect in the car?" She says, "Were you told something in the car?" She first sets her up. She's like, "Were you told about, when they came to the restaurant, what did they tell you? Did they tell you that, that this had something to do with Dan?" And she goes, "I don't even think they told me that. They just said that my, the police were with my kids." And I was like, "What would warrant the police being with my kids?" And Georgia's like, "Well, why did you say that you thought you were a suspect in the car? And if you didn't know anything?" And Wendy's like, "Oh, no, yeah, they told me in the car that he was shot." Which is a lie and a half. Yeah, I
Wow.
put out a video on that. Basically, I love throwing people's words back in their faces, especially Wendy's.
And then did you notice Donna's expression when Wendy went up on stand versus Robert Adelson?
Yes. And so did
Oh
the
my
jury, I'm sure.
God.
She was beaming when Wendy went up there. That's the daughter
Yeah.
I killed for, guys. That's her. That's
Yeah.
her. Yeah.
My
I
princess. My
Yeah,
princess
that's actually
Wendy.
yes, little princess. I
Right?
know, and she would barely even look at Rob. It was disgusting. It was so sad. Rob up there looked like a broken little boy. It was just
I
heartbreaking.
kind of wanted to hear. I know it has nothing to do with Donna, directly and the murder of Dan Martell, but I kind of wanted to hear the context behind what happened. What happened to him and his relationship with Donna. When with Haritha, with his
I have that
current wife.
information too.
Okay.
Okay, so this is what happens.
Okay.
He's in his residency. He meets, or before his residency, he's in, med school, whatever. He meets and falls in love with Haritha. She's an Indian woman. She's absolutely beautiful. So
yes, she is.
Yes, gorgeous. So Donna says straight up, "We will disown you if you marry this woman." Finds a Jewish girl for Rob. He marries this girl, breaks up with Haritha.
Oh, so you're saying Donna found his what, arranged the marriage?
Donna found a Jewish woman for Rob, set him up. He became engaged to this woman. They married, and then immediately he was like, and this is all in the video that I'm working on, that it was supposed to be finished today, but then, I had to add like 20 more minutes to it. But yes, proposes, gets married, annuls that, and then ends up getting back with Haritha. And obviously, at this point, there was a lot of tension in the family at this point after he, gets back with Haritha. But they're still trying to be cordial. Everybody came to the wedding. Charlie, Donna, Harvey, Dan, Wendy came to their wedding. And, he ended up getting back together with Haritha, thank God, but
well,
it was.
I'm Korean, okay? And I also dated an Indian gentleman in college, so I understand the culture, as well as the Jewish culture as well. So I understand. You say thank God, but I'm sure she understood being disowned. That threat. That is very common in our cultures, unfortunately. Okay, I've experienced that too. And my parents tried to arrange my marriages.
Crazy.
Twice.
Because
I never did. Okay. But, unfortunately, it's, and unfortunately, it's a horrible side of our culture. Like, I'm very proud of my culture today, but I wasn't back then, and Rob Adelson, marrying somebody out of his religion, culture, all of that, especially I'm assuming she's Hindu. I don't know. She could be Sikh. I don't know. I don't know. My best friend was from Singapore, but she was Indian, but her religion was Sikh and converted to Catholicism. So I don't know. But the Adelson family, boy, Oh my goodness. Thank God for Robert.
Yes.
And I love Jeff Lacasse.
Same. Same,
Love him.
100%. And I'm sorry, if I said divorce, I meant annulled. He annulled the marriage. It
Right.
seems like rather quickly.
Right. And you know what? I'm also curious about. Do you know who he married? Do you know that?
Yes, her name is Deborah. Hold on. Wallenstein or something. Wallenstein.
Wow.
Here's the
Wow.
Here's the engagement. Sorry, my stupid ring light. I like Back to My Beauty Days. Cover it up so you can see the thing. It's still focusing on my backdrop. But yeah, and he feels terrible. I mean, he did an interview about this, and you could hear the pain in his voice that he felt. You know, he felt so bad for hurting her. You know, all these people that you know, but he was kind of forced into it. And they asked him, you know, they said, you know, are you? Because he was just so close with his parents, and then afterwards, you know, obviously less close, and then after that. Pretty much the last time he talked to his parents was 2016 after, and he testified to this, after they caught Sigfredo and Luis after they arrested him. He's asking Donna about it. He asks her three or four times, he said, and she's not answering him. And then finally he's like, they arrested those guys. Like, isn't that great news? And she said, I got to go. And he said that was like the last time he talked to her.
Now, who's the person who heard Donna calling Dan Markel a jerk?
That was Sarah Yousef and June. And June.
Okay.
Chinda.
Okay. Unbelievable.
Awful.
Okay.
Awful.
Okay.
Yeah. It's terrible.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for your time. I love you.
Thank you. I appreciate you coming on so much. Yeah, there's just so much about this case. It's just so many. There's so many people involved. There's so many layers. There's so many trials. There's so many police interviews. I mean, you could really just go on. Everybody says you were an excellent caller. They really appreciate it. You have, you know, yes, and you're in, you know, into everything. So that was great. Yes, Sarah Yousef will definitely testify at Wendy's trial.
Oh, I haven't been. Oh, thank you very much. It's, you know, I haven't been watching the chat because I'm focusing on you. But thank you to all of your followers, to you, to GRISCH'S.
Amazing.
You know,
yeah, everybody in here is so good.
By the way, I have both books. I did not buy Wendy's book, okay, but I do have her book. I haven't read it yet, but when I like flip through it, she is not Ivy League material. Sorry.
She probably sucked her way. I mean, Charlie paid his way through, you know, his daddy paid his way through school.
Cheated.
Who knows?
Oh yeah, he cheated. He's a cheat. He's a lying, cheating, Asian, underage. You know, he is disgusting.
He's disgusting.
Having multiple girlfriends, and then the women that he dated, low life. Okay, just uneducated. Sorry, I'm. You know, uneducated, money hungry. Oh, June, you know, she's dumber than a box of rocks. She, you know, she's dressed to the nines, lives in Boca Raton. Okay, I lived in Boca. Do you know how expensive it is to live in Boca?
She's making her way now. Let me tell you, she's doing so good for herself. And, you know, I love me some June. I think she was in a terrible position. She was, planning on having a life with this guy. He totally tricked her. And she really, she got the rug pulled out from under her and then got wrapped up in this murder case.
She did.
I speak to June on Instagram every now and again. And I told her that I want an interview. So she said when she's ready to do it, she'll let me know. Yeah, but this whole video, this Charlie and Wendy Dirty Little Secret Adelson in the Attic video, and it's almost 3 hours long, and YouTube's kind of shadow banned it because I'm not, doing the proper, censoring myself and stuff because I just don't feel like I put on there that it's not for kids. Like, come on. I put even, the beginning, but all of Charlie's exploitations and all of his, criminality is completely covered in that video. It's a good watch. It's a lot of people can't even find it on my channel. I need to put it in in its own playlist because I think it's kind of shadow banned and hidden. But yeah, if you search Charlie and Wendy Dirty Little Secret, it should pop, and it comes up on my page, obviously. But it was a very hard video to make because of all, the child trafficking stuff with it, and just so incredible that that's what Wendy does I mean, it's just the levels of this. It's just so deep. And then come to find out, the FBI agent that did the bump, he is in the child trafficking division. He's in human trafficking. That's his specialty in the FBI. That's not a coincidence, I don't think.
Right.
It's crazy.
How do you feel about his former best friend
Ryan
being arrested for DUI? Yep, Ryan Fitzpatrick.
I love Ryan. I feel that when Rashi went up and read all of his messages out to Charlie, that's got to be, besides Louise staring Charlie down for a full minute and a half straight, that is my favorite part of that trial. I think it was absolutely hilarious. And then, Charlie and Donna are talking about it afterwards, and she's like, "Oh, Rashi destroyed him. He didn't even know which way was up when he was done with him." It's like, no, he didn't. Ryan got such a kick out of hearing Rashi repeat all the terrible things that he said to Charlie. It was hilarious.
Right? Yep.
If you have it, I said it. Yep. He loved it. And when he brings up the picture, he's like, "Did you post this in the Facebook, the Dan Markel murder, whatever Facebook group it was?" Yeah, he's like, "Did you post this picture?" And he goes, "Yeah, it's a good picture." Yeah, it's a good picture. He says, "And you post under it, let's take bets now, over under on Life Plus." He's like, "Yeah."
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I did. So funny.
Wow.
So funny.
Wow.
Crazy. It's when you think you know it all, you don't even. There's just so much. I mean, when has there ever been a trial that literally the entire family is in on a hit like this? I mean, it's just insane. It's insane.
I just hope that Wendy gets arrested before Danny's boys get adopted or become 18, whichever comes first. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I hope it's not her current boyfriend.
Yeah, I don't know the exact all the family law stuff.
She's in Texas
if the
now
Markels,
no grandpa, it's the grandparents' law that she's got family in Austin, or I guess whatever. Now she's in Denver, is what I'm told.
Mm-hmm. That's what I hear too.
Yep.
Yeah. AA Legal Focus actually has a good interview with Ryan. And in the middle of it, one of his friends comes over and pounds on the door. And he's like, I need my steroids. Give me my steroids.
Oh
And he was
my
just fucking
God.
with him. But he was like, his face on it. He's like on the live with Judy. Tracy, you're not too profane. Did you catch my live, whatever, last Monday? I think I said the word fuck more than any of the other words combined in that live stream.
Who do you think out of the whole Adelson family, who do you think's the worst?
Wendy. 100% Wendy. Because
Me
she's
too.
calculated,
Me too.
she's sneaky, she's manipulative, and she throws that rock and hides her hand. And that's what she's been doing.
And I do believe absolutely, and I do believe she's a much bigger and better liar than Katie McBanawa.
Yeah. I think Charlie's the best at lying. It comes out the most naturally with him. That's why he thought he did so well on the stand. He didn't think of the fact that nothing that he said made logical sense, but the fact that he was able to say it confidently, he thought that was good. She gets a little more rattled because she's got too many tells. She does that long, slow blink, and then she'll start to move her hands a lot. I mean, her whole testimony, she's sitting there still as a stone. And when she starts to say something that she's not comfortable with, she's, when the hands are flying, she's a lion.
Yeah, I don't recall. I believe so.
Yeah. She's a mess.
Vagueness.
But yeah, she was a different girl, though, this time on the stand because she realizes, oh, shit, they have way more than I thought they had.
Right.
Yeah, Frank, you're 100% right. She's working on her breathing when she's still.
I'm reading one of your followers' chat. Claudia says she heard Jeff got hitched and they had a child. I heard that rumor is not true, that he is still single. Is that true? Am I right?
I don't know personally. Okay. I've tried to look Jeff up. I mean, I can find his information, but there was, I did see a wedding registry for Jeff Lacasse and somebody else, but I don't know if that's him or not. So,
okay.
I haven't gone too deep into that because, Jeff can do no wrong in my eyes. I hope he's, I hope to God that he's doing great, though.
I thought his, me too. I thought his testimony was much stronger in Charlie's trial. What do you think about that?
Well, I think, and the
jury did not. Go ahead.
I don't think he was up there as long this time as he was the time before, and I think having that break, when they had to pull him off and then do the proffer and come back up, I think that riled him up a little bit too. So I think that's maybe why it sounded a little more, forceful. But I think what he said about the autobiographical memory that they ended up objecting to and they struck it, but Georgia pulled it back in because then she reads an email from Donna at the end of her closing that talks about, that Ben couldn't have been sad, that it's been 2 years, that kids don't even have a memory until they're after 5 years old. It's all nonsense, but, it got brought back in. I thought that was very telling. And the pictures on the wall that Wendy was taking down, we'd never heard that before. And I thought for sure we had heard everything that Jeff knew. I thought we knew everything about Jeff.
Right.
The fact that Jeff has more information just makes me a happy little lady.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, that was I think that was the most. That and when he refuted what Rob had said on the stand, when Rob said, oh, Wendy randomly emails me this boyfriend and says, don't tell the parents, they can't know. And then Jeff gets up there and he's like, we had been dating for 9 months. I'd met them a bunch of times.
Yep, implausible. That's the word he used. And that's correct. That's correct.
Awful. They'll get exactly what they
This is a
deserve.
no-brainer. I want to hear all the details. I want this trial to last a long time. I want to hear the full story.
Well, that's probably why they didn't do a rebuttal case. One on Donna's, one they didn't need it. But, Georgia's, and there's a lot that we knew about that we didn't hear in Donna's trial. Because, one, the new wiretaps. We didn't hear about any of those. The wiretaps that they pulled this past spring because one of the defense lawyers, probably Jackie Fuckface Fulford, brings in her Apple Watch and lets Donna make secret phone calls on there. That not only do they have her phone number originating these calls, but they apparently also have surveillance from the jail of this happening. Then we didn't hear anything about...
Disbarred.
Well, she was already kicked out. She was a judge. And she was brought up on charges. No, she would be disbarred and arrested. That's
right.
You can't do any of that. But I'm sure she, from what her charges were, from the Supreme Court were bringing against her, she has no morals, no boundaries, anything. But then in some of these conversations, not only were they hearing about the witness bribing, but they also heard about plans to harm Rob, Katie McBanoa. Yeah.
How did they find? Okay, what do you know about the rumor about Donna and Harvey wanting to harm Dr. Robert Adelson?
So it's in paperwork that the state filed. Okay, the paperwork was sealed, but the response to that motion or whatever they filed from the defense, they mention it in their response. And they're saying, oh, this is categorically false. And they're pretty much listing out the things that the state was saying happened. And one of those things that they apparently caught on the wire, they have recording of it, is the plan to harm Rob to keep him from testifying, the plan to harm Katie to keep her from testifying, and then the plan to hurt one of the jail informant's mothers, which I think is Drina Bernhardt's mom, to keep her from testifying. And do you know what? I'm also quite curious to these, and they played like a second of these wire calls accidentally in court one of the days. But I'm also curious to see if there were any calls where Donna was talking shit about Wendy to Harvey. Because I think that's likely. So, yes, Sabrosa. A whole gram of blow before her closing statement, Jackie Fulford. Well, I heard, too, that she had... like a pill problem has.
Oh, that's obvious too.
Yeah.
Of course. She was,
Yeah, she's awful.
Absolutely.
She's dirty as hell. And I don't think,
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to see all those. So there's a ton of evidence that we know about that we haven't seen. And I think there is even more that we have no idea about. And I, for one, am looking forward to them all.
I want to hear from Sarah Yousef in Wendy's trial. I want to hear from definitely Robert Adelson and definitely Jeff Lacoste and Luis Rivera. I cannot wait.
Yep. I know, and this was the first time Luis also said that it was Wendy that was the person that they were doing the hit for. And of course, Jackie Fulford made him reiterate that, which I'm like, Jesus Christ, day one, within like the first 3 hours of the trial, she's throwing both Charlie and Wendy under the bus. I'm here for it, for one. Jackie Fulford brought a lot up. I think she brought up more about Wendy than the state did.
Yep.
Because Donna's defense was anybody but Donna. Yes, Amy Crew, I completely agree. They'll cannibalize each other. Jay's asking, why didn't Jackie get in trouble for letting Donna use her Apple Watch to call Harvey? That will probably be an internal thing. It wasn't brought up in the trial. If you go online and you Google Donna Adelson plan to harm Rob, there will be a court TV article that will come up, and it has everything listed from the document that was on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but she'll, yes, and 100% KCL, I totally think that was Drina calling Harvey on that 2-second call that we heard, that Harvey picks up the phone. Sanford it's like the first thing that they play, and they accidentally press the wrong button, or maybe not so accidentally. But Sanford's up there, and Georgia presses play, and he goes, hello? And she goes, hi, Harv.
Oh, boy.
And it sounds like Drina. Yeah. It's crazy. All right,
I cannot believe with the script. Thank you very much. I've taken
go
way
finish
too
your
much
finish your
time.
thought. You can't believe what?
I couldn't believe the script that she wrote out. How
dumb?
She is the dumbest bitch.
And I'm glad you brought that up, because I have another theory on. So remember during her bond hearing when she was like, oh, they came up and they twisted my arm behind my back, and she said, I'm going to knock those pretty white teeth out of your face if you don't buy me commissary, which is bullshit. I think she had to come up with that to cover for the fact that she was buying all these packages for the jail informants, because that's how she was paying them off in jail.
Exactly. I'm sure you're correct, actually.
Yeah, and that's in my Sunshines video, the Donna Adelson Sunshines video, and that's a quick one. That's only 6 minutes long. But yeah, I'm 100%. Okay. And KCL says there's a new filing today, and it was sent to Josh Zellman, but not Jackie Fulford. That'll be interesting. Oh, and did you see on? I think the channel's called True Lifestyles. She's been all over all the incident reports. They listed Donna as a career criminal before the trial was even over. That's what she's classified as.
I saw that too.
Officially.
Yes.
Insane. I mean, not insane, because they are, but.
Yes.
Yeah, pretty white teeth. Nobody's going to say that. Nobody's going to say that. You know, Donna with her whole like, oh, they won't give you any more fancy dinners anymore. I say, hey, you know, I had them all tricked. They were all fooled. Fools, I say, they're fools. Like, nobody talks like that, Donna. Ridiculous. Right. The whole script was so insane. Yes, she's gotten some great stuff, Tally Gal. True Lifestyles is her channel if you haven't seen it. She's had all the incident reports. A fancy white lady.
Well,
Nobody's saying that.
I love your podcast, and I love your followers here. I'm looking at some of the I love them. I love you all.
No, we have the best
for everyone watching.
Besides the occasional troll that, you know, stops feeding or stops giving riddles to the poor little goats that he makes cross their bridge to come in here and try to hurt my feelings. My feelings can't be hurt. You need to go somewhere else, friends.
That's right. That's right. I only do Facebook. So, and you know, so I do have a YouTube, whatever, but I don't put content on there. People have asked me to do what you do, but I'm not as brave to be on camera.
But, yeah, well, I wasn't for a while. I just started, you know, I mean, my channel was a beauty channel back in 2014, like way back in the day. And yes, and Moms for Justice is also great.
Oh, I
Yes.
love her too.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Simply amazing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So,
Well, thank you,
but
Nicole. I
anyway,
really appreciate you chatting with us. Oh, Moms for
you're very
Justice,
welcome.
you're here. Thank you. I need blue light blockers at night. It's like too much light for my poor little eyeballs. All right, guys. Well, I think I'm going to wrap it up then. Nicole, I appreciate you coming on and talking. But yeah, I definitely think that we are going to start doing these more
You're
often.
welcome.
I feel like this is a great way to kind of get. Sorry, that was on my. Sorry, guys. Sorry about your wee little ears. If we all had clogged ear canals, nobody would have even heard that. Nobody would have even heard that. Donna should be so lucky. Sorry, Nicole, I had to hang up on you because for some reason that was on my side. I don't know why the 4 was just. Oh, I do know why. My microphone is holding down the 4 on the keyboard. I'm so sorry. My apologies. That was my fault. All right, guys. Well, thank you for being with me tonight. What a great show. Holy cow. What a great show. We're going to, yes, that's the Wendy alarm. And let me tell you, I've got confetti cannons ready next to the computer that we're going to be setting off. And I said this before, and I'll say it again. When she gets arrested, and God damn, we better have video of it. We better have video of it. I'm going to clip the video of her arrest with her saying, the state isn't going to decide to arrest me. It'll loop for 24 hours on my channel. All right. Thank you guys so much for being here. I really appreciate you. If you want to smash the like button on the way out or not, I appreciate you guys so much. It's late. I'm tired. I need to go to bed. But yeah, you guys, amazing show tonight. Amazing. Thank you for everybody that called in. We'll definitely be doing this more. I think this was a great way to focus my thoughts too on everything. All right. Yes, go over and watch GRISCH'S channel. Go over and watch Moms for Justice. Go over and watch True Lifestyles. Like so much amazing content out right now. All right. Love you guys so much. I will see you soon. Bye.